Okay, so let's start. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Once again, I am Honey Jane Fernando from the Department of Information and Communications Technology, and I will be your host for today. Now, may we ask all participants to please join us in a short prayer to be followed by singing the Philippine National Anthem.
Dear God, thank you for the opportunity to meet together. Please help us to come together to make this institution reflect your kingdom. Breathe life into our ideas and decisions. Help us build a team that has love and respect at its heart. Give us the strength to continue working for your kingdom in this time of pandemic. Lord, come give us the inspiration to be the best we can be. May we be a shining example of your goodness and truth within, wherever we are. Inspire our thoughts, discussions, and ideas, and continue to remind us that all that we do here today, all that we accomplish, is for the pursuit of truth for the greater glory of you. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, pero sa silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Upang hinirang, kuya ka ng mahiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay tinatang tulang awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang ay di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang higaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
All right, so you may now take your seats. So again, a very good morning to everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for today's event. Well, this June, as we continue the celebration of the National ICT Month 2021 with the theme Onwards Through ICT, Building a Stronger Philippine Digital Economy. We would like also to recognize the efforts of the DICT's regional operations in enabling inclusive participation in the digital economy. Today, the DICT brings you the virtual event entitled Empowering the Countryside through DICT Regional Operations, wherein we have invited our speakers from our regional operations offices to discuss their plans, programs, and initiatives moving forward. But of course, allow me to acknowledge our guests, especially our DICT executives who are joining us via Zoom. We have DICT Undersecretary Alan A. Silor. Good morning, sir. Assistant Secretary Christopher Chansay. Assistant Secretary Adrian Jude Achaus, and of course to all DICT Bureau and Service Directors from our regional offices, to all regional directors, and to everyone who are watching right now via DICT Facebook Live. So once again, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. And before we officially start, I invite everyone to join me and watch a short video showing what went down during the launch of the CHIP implementation plan last week on June 9, 2021. So everyone, eyes on the screen.
As DICT restructures our efforts under this new framework, we are putting forward better plans that are more responsive to the needs and demands of the Philippines' digital transformation roadmap.
We have seen a substantial improvement in the condition of our country in terms of digital transformation. The DICT has reached remarkable milestones in various fronts, improving our internet performance, providing connectivity to far-flung areas, and allowing more government agencies to host their content and systems in either physical data centers or our cloud hosting services. We have also fortified our online security by utilizing cyber technologies and educating Filipinos on how to be responsible digital citizens.
Alright, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So that was the chip implementation launch last June 9 as we celebrate the 5th year anniversary of the DICT. And now to formally start the program and to introduce our keynote speaker, let us hear an opening message from the Assistant Secretary for Regional Operations and Countryside ICT Development, ASEC Christopher L. Chansay. But let me introduce to you ASEC Chansay. Well, Assistant Secretary Attorney Christopher L. Chansay obtained his Juris Doctor degree from the Ateneo de Manila University School of Law in 2010. He obtained his Bachelor of Arts degree, major in Management Economics from the same university in 2006. He served the public through the Philippine Congress as Chief of Staff and Chief Legal Officer from 2010 to 2014 for the House of Representatives. He also taught mercantile law at Holy Angel University from 2013 to 2014. He is also a founding partner of VTD Law, a modern full-service law firm founded in April 2014. Attorney Chansay has extensive background in information and communication technology laws and regulations, providing advice and insights for the establishment and fostering of ICT infrastructure to ensure compliance with regulations, reduce conflicts, and maximize economic benefits. Prior joining to the DICT as a highly technical consultant, he also advised clients on labor standards and disputes sat on the board of directors of Manpower Solutions companies. He also provided advice to clients on contracts, government projects, and public-private partnership, and handled real estate and agrarian reform cases, insurance cases, and tax cases. So in February 2021, Attorney Chansay was appointed as the Assistant Secretary for Regional Operations and Countryside ICT Development of the DICT. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Assistant Secretary Attorney Christopher Chansay.
To our Secretary, Secretary Gregoria B. Anasan II, our Undersecretaries, my fellow Assistant Secretaries, Service and Bureau Directors, Regional Directors, Project Managers, Division Chiefs, and all the ICT employees present today, good morning. 2 cable landing stations, 9,201 free Wi-Fi sites, and 6 million combined users. These are but few of the many accomplishments of the DICT, and all these would not have been possible without our regional operations. Today, we celebrate these milestones and look back at what the regional offices have achieved despite and beyond this unprecedented health crisis we are in. We live in a country with lands literally separated, bound by different landscapes and varied situations. We acknowledge, therefore, the need to raise awareness and learn more on the issues and local challenges faced by the countryside, to appropriately address each of our stakeholders' needs and exigencies. As such, we gather here today to discuss plans, programs, and initiatives that would allow our citizens to not only bounce back, but also thrive in this stronger digital economy we are working hard for. We are looking forward to hear your future plans in view of the newly adopted CHIP framework. Your wisdom and knowledge on what is most needed in your respective areas and expertise are relevant in determining how we can successfully build digital foundations, invest in complementary skills and literacy, create new economy services, and mitigate risks that come with the ever-changing technological landscape to ensure that our countryside is empowered. How can we guarantee that all geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas are provided internet connectivity, who are in most need of ICT literacy and skills training? How can the DICT support regional sectors to foster growth? These questions and a lot more are what we hope to resolve beyond all the statistics we present year by year. Indeed, the DICT's regional operations have always played a crucial role in bridging the Philippine digital divide. This year, as we recalibrate our strategy towards effectively transitioning our country into a modern digital society, we look at our regions as partners in enabling inclusive participation in making the CHIP framework a reality. I personally thank all regional cluster directors and employees for your dedication, hard work, and competence. Let us continue working harmoniously together in empowering the countryside towards the prompt and successful implementation of the CHIP framework. Now, I would like to introduce our dearest Department Secretary. Secretary Honasan's extensive career in public service spans years in military, legislation, and executive management. As a soldier, he demonstrated excellence and valor, receiving 3 of the nation's second highest military medals: the Distinguished Conduct Star, 3 Gold Cross medals, and 3 Wounded Personnel medals for wounds sustained in combat. As a 4-term senator, he has authored and co-authored various laws on strengthening the Dangerous Drugs Act, comprehensive firearms and ammunition regulation, and stiffer penalties for the illegal possession of explosives, among others. He also filed several bills that focus on national security, intelligence reform, land use, agrarian reform, public order, and lasting peace through a comprehensive long-term national peace policy. Appointed Secretary to the DICT in 2019, Secretary Honasan has since been working tirelessly to advance the National ICT agenda and promote digital transformation in the nation. With this, I would now give the floor to our Department Secretary, Secretary Gregorio B. Honasan II. Thank you and have a pleasant day.
Undersecretary Jose Arturo C. De Castro, Undersecretary Manuel Ray Caintic, Undersecretary Eleazar H. Amalbis Jr., Undersecretary Arnold I. Atienza, Undersecretary Dennis F. Villorente, Undersecretary Alan Silor, Undersecretary Manuel Estan, Assistant Secretary Vicente Luna Sejoco, Assistant Secretary Gerald James Reyes, Assistant Secretary Christopher L. Jansay, Assistant Secretary Ariel M. Gaan Jr., OIC Assistant Secretary Alvin M. Navarro, OIC Assistant Secretary Diana May V. Cabrales, OIC Assistant Secretary Adrian Jude G. Echaus, Central Office and Regional Cluster Directors, colleagues from the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or your DICT, partners from the public and private sectors, to all those watching via our live stream, friends, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to everyone. The Philippines is an archipelagic country with more than 7,000 islands, grouped into 17 regions, 81 provinces, 146 cities, and 1,488 municipalities. Localities with their own unique strengths, weaknesses, issues, concerns, and needs. The DICT recognizes that critical to achieving inclusive growth and development in the country is taking into consideration the differences of each locality as we implement our programs, projects, and other initiatives. This is why the presence of our 8 regional clusters is vital to the realization of the DICT's vision of an inclusive and sustainable digital Philippines for all Filipinos. Through our regional clusters, we are able to consult and coordinate with local government units, or LGUs, and other stakeholders in formulating ICT policies and developing ICT plans and programs, tailored to meet the unique needs of local communities and promote local economic development under the countryside development power and function of the DICT, stipulated in Republic Act 10844. Since the establishment of the DICT in 2016, our regional clusters have worked relentlessly to fulfill the department's vision and mission to bridge the digital divide in the provinces under their coverage. With the onset of the pandemic early last year, however, the need for national digital transformation has been further emphasized. The DICT has been given the important task to accelerate digitalization in the country to help all Filipinos transition to the new normal and to aid in the government's efforts to rebuild the country's economy, which was adversely affected by the pandemic. To do this, the department has adopted the Connect, Harness, Innovate, and Protect, or CHIP, conceptual framework to steer the general direction of the DICT's initiatives. In the past year, we have seen our DICT regional clusters ramp up their implementation despite various challenges brought about by nationwide and local community quarantine. Anchored on the new framework, we will further strengthen the rollout of DICT programs, projects, and other initiatives in each and every locality in the Philippines. The DICT, through its regional clusters, will continue to coordinate and collaborate with our LGUs to make the CHIP framework more suited and effective to address the needs of the people in a specific community. Today, we will be able to listen to our DICT regional directors and regional cluster representatives as they present their accomplishments for the past year, as well as their future plans. As the DICT Secretary, we would like to use this opportunity to express our warmest thanks and congratulations to our regional clusters for all your efforts this past year. This pandemic has surely been difficult for all of us in the department, but we can take pride in knowing that we have been able to help a lot of Filipinos and communities in these difficult times by bringing them connectivity and other relevant ICT programs and services. Moving forward, I challenge all of us, to continue to move forward. We can only achieve inclusive growth and development if we are able to facilitate and advance digital transformation in all localities nationwide. And you, our regional clusters, play a vital role in that endeavor. Likewise, we enjoin our LGUs and all local stakeholders to continue to extend your support to the DICT and its regional clusters. Together, let us build the foundation for an inclusive and sustainable digital future for everyone, especially our most precious, strategic, and renewable resource, our next generation of citizens and leaders, our children. Maraming salamat, mabuhay, and God bless all of us.
Well, thank you very much, Secretary Honasan, and thank you as well, Attorney Chansay, for welcoming our guest. Well, indeed, our regional clusters have a very important role in ensuring that our programs, projects, and other initiatives in the DICT meet the specific needs of the people in various localities nationwide. Well, at this juncture, may we now call on our first speaker to present DICT Luzon Cluster 1's accomplishments and future plans. So let me introduce to you Director Nestor S. Bongato. a champion and advocate of purposive ICT-based programs towards sustainable development. Regional Director Nestor S. Bongato rose from the ranks as a humble draftsman at the Bureau of Telecommunications in 1982 until his recent appointment as director for last January 2021. Prior to his current post as a regional cluster director of Luzon Cluster 1, he was the acting director of the administrative service at the DICT Central Office for 5 years. His extensive experience in project implementation of telecommunication system and management information systems, as well as his promotion from various managerial positions, have earned him laudable credence, and especially in promoting well-rounded ICT programs. Through his dynamic leadership, various programs were implemented and have benefited many citizens. Together with his team in LC1, he remains fervent in bringing timely and relevant projects to sustain a constantly evolving ICT environment in the cluster. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our first speaker, Director Nestor S. Bongato.
Thank you, Hani. To our distinguished official, led by Secretary Gregorio B. Honasan II, our undersecretaries, our assistant secretaries, bureau and service directors, my fellow cluster directors, colleagues in the DICT family, ladies and gentlemen, naimbag agsapa from Luzon Cluster 1, all the way from the City of Pines. Today, we are thankful for the opportunity to share with you our accomplishment for the year 2020 and the current year's activities. Nothing beats the traditional face-to-face presentation, but with the new normal, this is what we can do for now. Still, I enjoin everyone to sit back, relax, and enjoy as we present updates of our cluster's undertakings for this semester. As we all know, 2020 has struck us with unexpected events, but this does not hamper us from continuously delivering our programs, projects, and activities, and most especially, the lookout of our personal safety and well-being. In support to our ICT month, we will be following the CHIP or CHIP framework as guide for our presentation. For Connect the Free Wi-Fi for All and Regional Government Network is embraced by this framework. As you can see, for the free Wi-Fi, the 2020 accomplishment doubled or even tripled in percentage this year. Indeed, connectivity is seen as vital in today's new normal, as it is the avenue where education and livelihood serve different sectors, especially those that were greatly affected by the pandemic. Per data, we now have 150 sites in Cordillera, 246 sites in Cagayan Valley, 246 sites in Ilocos region or Region 1, and 233 sites in Cagayan Valley or Region 2. Yes, establishing connectivity in the Cordilleras or CAR is very challenging due to its geographical terrain and features, and all local functionaries are trying their best to ensure that each local government unit is able to have access to the internet. And with the remaining targets for the year, we are positive to deliver its completion the soonest possible time for the 570 sites for COVID-19 facilities, 64 sites for managed internet service, 2 points of presence, and 6 municipal IP transport. For the regional government network, we have an upline trend for the number of connected and activated sites. For Baguio City, in 2019, we only have 55 until it increased to 61 in 2020. Out of the 62 sites in 2021, 18 are now connected in partnership with the Benguet Electric Cooperative or BENECO. For Region 2, we have 56 in 2019, 60 in 2020, and 61 in 2021. For Region 1, we have recently activated 44 sites located in San Fernando, La Union. Our remaining targets will be implemented this second semester in the 12 sites in the Cordilleras, 7 in Region 1, and 10 for Region 2. For the harness framework, we have the ICT Literacy and Competency Development Bureau programs. In 2020, we have a total of 69 established centers, and we have 19 centers for the year called from the expected targets. Establishment of 16 centers in the Cordilleras, 20 in Region 1, and 11 in Region 2 for this coming semester. For the Digital Jobs PH, there were 7 trainings conducted while 40 individuals landed an online job during the training. For this year, we have 25 technical trainings to be conducted. In 2020, we have a total of 69 established centers, and we have 19 centers for the year called from the expected targets. Establishment of 16 centers in the Cordilleras, 20 in Region 1, and 11 in Region 2 for this coming semester. For the Digital Jobs PH, there were 7 trainings conducted for 40 individuals landed an online job during the training. For this year, we have 25 technical trainings to be conducted. For digital literacy, we have a total of 6,316 trained individuals online and only 1,139 for this year. We also had 289 trained individuals through digital workforce and digital teachers for 2020 and 81 for 2021. It is very evident that there has been a significant drop in the number from 2020 to 2021, and we hope to increase our numbers amidst challenges and restrictions brought about by the pandemic. For the second semester, we will be providing trainings to 1,500 individuals for digital literacy and 500 for digital workforce and digital teachers training. For ICT proficiency, we have administered 22 diagnostic examination and 4 hands-on exam in 2020. Meanwhile, there were 4 diagnostic and 1 hands-on examination for the first semester. For this coming semester, we will have 4 more diagnostic and 2 hands-on examinations. In 2020, for digital cities, we have 5 in the cluster found in the city of Lawag in Ilocos Norte, San Fernando City in La Union, Dagupan City and Urdaneta City in Pangasinan, and Tuguegarao in Cagayan, with 14 activities conducted, enhanced by 4 advocacy and promotion activities. For this year, we have conducted 2 out of 4 ICT Council workshops, and we have scheduled a strategic planning workshop within the semester. In 2020, we were able to accomplish 117 related activities for the Inov Nation startup. This year, we have targeted 9 for the year with the following activities: 1 Startup 101 workshop, webinar, 1 Startup 102 workshop webinar, 1 Kapihan Startup conference, 1 Startup Woman in Tech webinar, 1 Startup Mentors Bootcamp, and 3 regional startup competition. For the innovation framework, we will present our accomplishment on IEBPLS, PNPKI, BRAMS, and included here too is the DVAS. For EBPLS, we have accomplished 51 in 2020, and for 2021, there are 40 LGUs enjoying the use of the system. We hope to install more systems in all LGUs to help them ease their process. For IBPLS, the municipalities of Dasol and Lawak in Pangasinan avail the system, but is not yet implemented. Same goes with San Guillermo, Isabela. We only have one municipality using the system, which is located in Ilagan, Isabela. For the digital signature, we were able to issue 237 certificates for last 2020 and 617 for this year from January to May 2021. We hope to increase our issuances within the coming semester and to issue 500 more certifications. For the DIVAS Roadshow, we were able to accomplish 9 for the semester. As to attendance rating, we have 52% for the Cordilleras, 59% in Region 1, and 66% in Region 2. We have already received 4 letters of intent for coming from the Cordilleras, 2 from Region 1, 3 from Region 2, and hoping to receive more letter of intents this coming semester and to target rollout and buy-ins of up to 100% in all local government units. The Barangay Records Automation and Management System, championed by Luzon Cluster 1, has 228 users so far. For this year, we will be providing the system to 129 more barangays to help them in the management of barangay records. For Protect, we have cybersecurity and data privacy. For 2020 and 2021, we have conducted 16 cybersecurity and 1 data privacy awareness training, and we will be scheduling more for this coming semester. To sum up, our accomplishment in line with Connect, Harness, Innovate, and Protect. For our National ICT Month activities, please feel free to visit our official Facebook page, like and share it too. Apart from our programs, projects, and activities, let me share to you our other engagement, starting with our workforce. As you can see, we have 67 permanent personnel with a daily assistance of 28 contract of service staff. All in all, we have 64 males, 32 females, 19 took their oath just this semester. Our cluster currently posted 21 vacant positions to be assigned at the Administrative and Finance Division, Tech for Ed, Free Wi-Fi, ILCDB, and for the COVID-19 VIMS Dream Team. We hope to hire competent individuals who can deliver our programs efficiently and effectively. Apart from our recruitment, we strictly follow guidelines from the Department of Health, the Civil Service Commission, and local ordinances with regards to alternative work schedules and workforce arrangement for the protection of our personnel and their families. Also, to perk up every Mondays after the virtual flag ceremony, we see to it that we impart learnings during our Monday convocation. It is a healthy diversion amidst hectic schedules we have. So far, we were able to share insight on basic records management, steps on how to effectively practice 5+1S, gender sensitivity, and speaking confidently. Since knowledge transfer is very vital in all organizations, more sessions for this will surely be rolled out. Of course, our programs would not be appreciated without communicating our service to the citizenry. Apart from the upkeep of our official Facebook page, our personnel are also tapped as resource persons, just as but not limited to engagement with the Department of Education. Not only this, we have a regular Monday radio program dubbed the ICT of the People, the ICT for the People, with Radyo Pilipinas Baguio 93.7 EQ-FM. We encourage you to watch us every Monday live from 3 to 4 to perk up your afternoon. You may send in shoutouts for us to greet you during our show. For our presentation, we have here the source of our data for your reference. Again, the whole Luzon Cluster 1 team, thank you very much and always stay safe and healthy. Dios te aguina.
Okay, thank you so much for that very informative presentation, Director Bongato, and especially for sharing with us the DICT Luzon Clusters 1 accomplishments and future plans. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give a big round of applause to Director Bongato. Okay, now our next speaker will presenting the plans and accomplishments of the DICT's Luzon Cluster 2 and also its current director, Mr. Reynaldo TC. So Director Ray is a man of probity and has been in the government service for 32 years. An electrical engineering board exam top-notcher, second place, way back in 1983. Director C holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the Far Eastern University and a master's in business administration from the Ateneo de Manila University. He is also a career executive service eligible, which only reflects his excellent academic and professional achievements. He is also a competent leader. Engineer Ray started his career in the government as Chief of the Operations Division of the then Telecommunications Office or TELOF in 1987. Over the years, he has held numerous key executive positions such as Officer in Charge in the offices of Regional Director of TELOF Region 3 and in 2016 as Regional Director to the newly formed DICT Luzon Cluster 3, which covers the Mimaropa and Bicol regions. He is now currently the Regional Director of DICT Luzon Cluster 2, covering both the Central Luzon and Calabarzon. As a Regional Director, he leads in forging strategic alliances with stakeholders, different councils, LGUs to facilitate and implement various programs and projects of the DICT such as Tech for Ed, digital jobs workshops, free Wi-Fi for all, electronic business processing licensing system, among others. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Director Reynaldo TC.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hani. And good morning, everyone. Okay. The COVID-19 pandemic affecting millions of lives and causing severe negative impact in the economy of Region 3 and 4A. The DICT Luzon Cluster 2 heeds the call for action to augment the digital transformation projects and initiatives of the agency as we face new rounds of challenges. As a response, DICT Luzon Cluster 2 further intensify its efforts in bringing existing and innovative programs closer to the people. These projects includes the free Wi-Fi for all, digital cities, digital job PH training, EBPLS, PNPKI, cybersecurity, Tech for Ed, and even disaster resiliency. Since the pandemic last year, DICT Luzon Cluster 2 maximizes its effort in bringing the presence of the free Wi-Fi for all to the local level. A total of 1,607 new free Wi-Fi for all access sites were activated, 141 of which are in the geographically isolated and disadvantaged area or GIDA, meaning in the mountainous, far-flung, and hard-to-reach barangays in Calabarzon and Central Luzon. This brings a total of 1,754 sites in Region 3 and Region 4A, serving almost 1,740,000 users, which are usually students and patients in healthcare facilities. 2020 is indeed a banner year for Luzon Cluster 2. We've increased our free Wi-Fi for all sites by 1,461%, from the low of 106 sites in 2019 to 1,067 sites. In addition, FC2 exceeds its 2019 targets by 1,188 sites by adding 419 more sites, for an increase of 26% more than the target. Another flagship program of the department is National Broadband for the government network. The ICT Luzon Cluster 2 ensures the 24/7 connectivity operations of its 37 regional line agencies connected to the government network in San Fernando, Pampanga. 12 of which are provided with free Wi-Fi services for the public, and 8 active devices were upgraded. And to further support the broadband initiatives, 20 gigabits per second internet was made available to Cavite Provincial Broadband Network for their free Wi-Fi service. In support of the government drive to mitigate the hardship of the COVID-19 patients, LC2 made available free Wi-Fi for all service in 53 large quarantine facilities in Calabarzon and in Central Luzon. VSAT emergency communication was immediately installed in the island municipality of Bordeos in the aftermath of Typhoon Ulysses. This helped augment the very limited communication facilities of the private telco. And to further strengthen the disaster capabilities of the cluster, JEX band, together with 4 flyaway VSATs, are now available 24/7 in Pampanga, coupled by the 5 newly installed VHF base stations across the cluster. All of this network will be enhanced more with the completion of a repeater system in Santa Rita along Gapo. In support of the law of ease of doing business, DICT Luzon Cluster 2 fastened the implementation of the electronic business permit and licensing system in our LGUs. 30 LGUs have availed of EBPLS since last year. This brings the total of 50 LGUs using our system. We are looking forward for additional 31 new LGUs to be provided with the same system within the year. It's good to show the benefits the LGUs can derive from the EBPLS. As an example, the municipality of Gabaldon had increased their collection by 27%, and Kasiguran LGU was able to increase their business registrants by 42%. These increases happened even in the midst of pandemic, and the 2 municipalities were even categorized as third-class municipalities. In support of the online learning, Luzon Cluster 2 established 73 new community learning hubs or tech-for-ed centers. This brings a total of 1,026 learning hubs in Luzon Cluster 2, where our less fortunate students, especially those without computer and internet, can do their online classes. Those 1,026 learning hubs are of great help to the community, especially those in the provinces of Aurora, Quezon, and Zambales. With the help and partnership of our center managers and some schools, we were able to conduct online webinars to around 37,000 individuals on different topics, from simple digital literacy to office productivity tools, and even advanced courses such as website development and graphic design. LC2 is proud and can assure you that every municipality in Central Luzon and Calabarzon will have a learning hub before the end of the year. The partnership among national agencies, LGUs, academia, and the private sector is undoubtedly vital in reviving the local economy. These stakeholders take part in the Digital Cities 2025, which is widely seen to have been an effective program in communicating industry readiness for the new locations. 17 out of the 31 digital cities are in Region 3 and 4A, which will undergo various interventions until 2025, which is 54% of all declared digital cities nationwide, meaning these cities have tremendous potentials to attract IT BPM locators, which could translate to more business activities in their areas. Out of the 17 digital cities of Luzon Cluster 2, we have assisted 3 cities in the creation of their ICT local roadmap. These are Taytay, Batangas, and Balanga City. For the second semester of this year, we are eager in completing 5 more ICT local roadmaps. At the same time, help create ICT councils for the remaining 9 cities under our area of responsibilities. With the increase in unemployment rate in the country due to the pandemic, Luzon Cluster 2 has provided online trainings for their stakeholders under the Digital Job PH program. Also in support of Digital Job PH program, LC2 established valuable partnership with the LGUs of Pabalacat, Pampanga, General Mariano Alvarez in Cavite, Sampaloc and Mauban in Quezon, Victoria Tarlac, and Palayan City in Nueva Ecija for the establishment of digital hubs. These digital hubs serve as a co-working space where our Digital Job PH graduates can work online. In addition, we were able to surpass our target DJT of 8 trainings. We have conducted a total of 13 trainings. This is 1 training more from all of our 12 provinces because of special training in partnership and sponsored by the provincial government of Quezon. Again, we are looking for another round of digital job training in all our 12 provinces. But this time, we are targeting to conduct 2 trainings per province. That could be equivalent to 24 digital job PH training before the end of the year. LC2 was able to issue 1,633 public key or digital signature, mostly to government officials and employees of Region 3 and 4A. This was made possible due to the numerous webinars we conducted to educate the public about PMPKI. In fact, we have conducted 35 webinars for PKIs, 22 for cybersecurity awareness, to keep our public informed and safe, 9 webinars on digital parenting, and 14 on digital privacy for the citizens to know their rights and how to protect their personal data. Since the pandemic forced our manpower to adopt the digital platform, Luzon Cluster 2 has been supporting our workforce and teachers to be on board to the new normal. We have conducted numerous webinars for teachers and workforce. As of today, a total of 24 webinars for teachers and 16 for our digital workforce were completed. This translates to 1,635 teachers and 475 workforce educated and trained on the different online tools for them to adapt to the new normal. And we will keep on doing this every month to further assist our stakeholders in Central Luzon and Calabarzon. In addition, we touch base with the GADIM and held 54 ICT proficiency exam to around 400 plus students and ICT professionals to help them prepared to be ICT eligible workers. To sum up, these are just some of the new normal strategic programs the cluster had done in order for us to achieve a safe and innovative digital Philippines. With extreme urgency and enhanced efficacy, the DICT Luzon Cluster 2 will continue to support and cooperate to realize this goal of digital transformation for better normal. Thank you very much.
Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, let's give a big round of applause to DICT Luzon Cluster 2 Director Reynaldo TC. Thank you so much, sir, for presenting the accomplishment and future plans of the LC2. All right. So we will now move on to our third speaker. And let me introduce to you Director Cheryl Ortega. Okay, so our next speaker is the current director of Luzon Cluster 3. She is a graduate of bachelor's degree in commerce, accounting at the Ateneo de Zamboanga University, where she also finished her master's degree in business administration. In her quest of continuous learning, she pursued various and advanced local and foreign courses in ICT after graduation from college. Because of her accomplishments and credentials, she was recognized with a special award in the field of Information Technology 2012 by Ateneo de Zamboanga University Alumni Association. A certified public accountant by profession, but an information and communications technology officer by occupation. She started her career in ICT as a computer programmer, then as information system analyst and information technology officer at the National Computer Center, Mindanao, which was later turned to Information and Communication Technology Office, before being appointed as Director 2 for DICT Luzon Cluster 2 Regions 3 and 4 in 2015. Since December 2018 up to date, she leads the advocacies of the DICT in the regions of Mimaropa and Bicol as the Director 4 of Luzon Cluster 3. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming DICT Luzon Cluster 3 Director Cheryl Ortega.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Honey. Greetings of a happy National ICT Month to our DICT Secretary, Gregorio Onasan II, to our DICT Undersecretaries and Assistant Secretaries, Bureau and Service Directors, to my fellow regional directors, DICT colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant morning to one and all. Allow me to share with you the milestones of Luzon Cluster 3 as we overcome the geographical challenge brought by handling the island provinces of Regions 4B and 5 amidst the coinciding challenges brought by the coronavirus pandemic. Anchored on this year's National ICT Month celebration with the theme Onwards to ICT, Building a Stronger Philippine Digital Economy, we have undergone initiatives in the exploration of the potential and role of ICT in boosting Mimaropa and Bicol's economy. So in keeping up with our National ICT Month celebration and the launching of CHIP framework, we have adapted it parallel to our Luzon Cluster 3 presentation to highlight our milestones in the Connect, Harness, Innovate, and Protect components. Relative to the first component, which focuses on building digital infrastructure to connect the nation, LC3 has established 947 pre-Wi-Fi sites on various models of public places as shown in the slide, with the most recent and ongoing project rolled out for geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas. With the DICT being assigned as the lead of the Emergency Telecommunications Cluster of the IATF, LC3 has provided support in mitigation of the COVID-19 through the 60 emergency communication assistances provided by lending of LTE routers with unlimited subscription to data and the lending of HF radios and generators to COVID-19 facilities and COVID border checkpoints for that matter. Whereas in terms of capacity building and raising awareness to beneficiaries, we have conducted 31 internet media and information literacy trainings for 1,717 pre-Wi-Fi for all beneficiaries. With our cluster's continuous efforts and initiatives in connecting every Filipino anywhere they are, I am pleased to share that LC3 is able to provide connectivity in geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas such as the island municipalities of Kalayaan, Palawan, and Rapu-Rapu Island in Albay, where no commercial internet service provider would venture considering the unprofitable ROI. Moreover, as part of our continuous support towards the frontline efforts in combating COVID-19 and the promotion of regional growth and countryside development, we have free Wi-Fi services to welcome the 55 beneficiaries of Balik Probinsya Bagong Pag-asa or BP2 program at the Baal Community College Quarantine Facility in Camarines Sur and supported the RTF LCAC Bicol Barangayan Caravan and Roadshow. In the integration of the National Broadband Plan for the creation of a secure, sustainable, and resilient government network, to date, with the cluster initiatives on restoration and maintenance of the Legazpi GovNet from the original 28 agencies, it has been increased to 38 agencies, which are now being provided with improved ICT infrastructure in Bicol, thus enabling faster communication, better coordination, and easier, simplified access to online government services. For the harness component, we have conducted interventions on upskilling the digital education and workforce and the general public by providing support to the growing IT BPM industry. In terms of harnessing our human capital, we have conducted 41 trainings with 7,765 participants for digital education, which covered strategies, education technologies, and best practices in open distance learning in preparation for the adoption of digital education in the Philippines. Whereas 17 trainings with 1,358 participants for digital workforce were completed to equip our industry's manpower with relevant knowledge, skills, and behavior to overcome the challenges that we are currently in brought by the pandemic. LC3 has likewise conducted 20 ICT diagnostic examinations with 288 takers and 4 ICT proficiency examinations with 31 takers, which were designed to evaluate the competence of an individual to perform programming or systems analysis and design functions, and henceforth, when they do pass the examinations, be accorded the CSC eligibility exam for IT. Moreover, the 14 digital jobs PH technical trainings completed in the cluster with 204 graduates were able to become a way for our 56 scholars to land online employment, generating a total freelancer sales of 187,433 during the training. On another hand, 32 micro, small, medium enterprises were assisted on similar upskilling technical trainings, generating total sales of 433,000 pesos. Presenting as well our conferences on various projects, which has become avenues of active information and insight exchanges with our participants. With the onset of the pandemic, we are fortunate enough to have ICT as an alternative means of conduct, leaving us not hindered from similar events as we now rely on virtual conferences, trainings, and webinars. In recognition of our initiatives and accomplishments, we have achieved various awards or acknowledgement and appreciation of our service from the national government agencies in Regions 4B and 5. And as we continue on strengthening the 126 forged partnerships in the cluster, I would like to share the good news that through our coordination with the provincial government of Marinduque, we have received the lot donation for the establishment of targeted Marinduque government network and the DICT provincial office in the province. Works are in the making for similar efforts in the province of Sorsogon. In the expansion of our reach virtually due to the prohibitions of the pandemic, we have been able to reach out 13.2 million people in our Facebook page, with a growing number reaching 103,000 followers. The Innovate component, which aims to continue improving government services and foster business innovation anchored with ease of doing business program, and the Philippine Startup Development Program relates to the cluster's accomplishment as follows. The ongoing conduct of strategic planning, consultations, and roadmap workshops for the selected digital cities in the cluster to include Puerto Princesa City, Iriga City, and Legazpi City. We have also participated and encouraged our partner LGUs in Mimaropa and Bicol towards the strengthening of the national startup ecosystem by providing support for Filipino startups to gain competitive advantage. And as such, 2 local government units from LC3 were hailed as Digital Governance Awardees last 2020, to mention Legazpi City being the first place for G2I for Auto BP system, and Ojongan Romblon being the third for the G2B for Ojongan Ipalengke system. In line with Republic Act 11032, or the Ease of Doing Business and Efficient Government Service Delivery Act of 2018, 39 LGUs and counting from regions 4B and 5 were able to launch the EBPLS business permit licensing, thus streamlining the delivery of their government services. With majority of them having noted a remarkable increase in terms of business registration, shortened or streamlined processing time, and increase in income generation. Pushing towards the efficiency and digitization of services, we have provided free government video conferencing services, or the GBCS support, assistance on the creation of GovMail accounts for the regional IATF and government website presence of LGUs, in addition to government website auditing and provision of technical assistance to NGAs, LGUs, and SUCs. As we strengthen the foundation of bridging the digital and education divide, a total of 1,073 Tech for Ed centers has been established to date in Mimaropa and Bicol region, accounting to 825 center managers trained for the sustainability of these established centers. This included the first of its kind, the Bang Karunungan Tech for Ed Center, that includes a bangka on a way to a coastal area center, and the Buklaton Tech for Ed Center, a mobile Cariton and Pajak library for rural areas in Bicol. There are 12 of the centers established being hosted by the Bureau of Jail Management and Penology to cater to the e-hearing, the e-dalaw, the e-consultations and trainings for people deprived of liberty. Protect, the last but definitely one of the most essential today to keep the citizens safe from the dangers of digital landscape, had the Zone Cluster 3 actively advocating and implementing cybersecurity initiatives and protection measures, such as the one that is shown on the screen. First is the very timely support for the containment of the COVID-19 pandemic, being the lead of the Vaccine Information Management System, or the BIMS, and the DICT Vaccination Administration System, or DVAS. We have trained a total of 910 vaccination sites in regions 4B and 5 for BIMS, and has trained 367 LG personnel through the conducted DVAS roadshows. As much as we want to ensure the health and wellness of our fellow Filipinos, we have also worked on initiatives for the mitigation of risks in the cyber world, where since online privacy has become more essential as more individuals engage in online platforms. With that, 7,049 participants were provided with awareness on cyber safety, and 3,691 participants were introduced to the importance of digital parenting. Relating to the security and authenticity of transactions online, we have issued 1,253 PNPKI digital certificates, thus securing reliable online transactions for our Mimaropa and Bicol constituents. Relative to one's safety, as part of our precautionary measures, LC3 has deployed the provincial offices in Mimaropa and Bicol with necessary equipment which are readily available to give support for emergency telecommunications during disaster. For the record, emergency telecommunication support was undertaken by the cluster, especially considering that the regions that we are covering are most likely being hit by the typhoons. To highlight on this is the provision of the internet connections when Catanduanes was greatly hit by Typhoon Rolly, leaving it at ground zero with the destruction of its telecommunication towers. Together with the Central Office Project Management Team, we have installed the Flyway BISAT, making the government press briefing of Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque and the local government officials possible at the time. And now with the handover of the GX move in our cluster, we are now able to strengthen our capacity to disaster response in providing ICT-enabled support to disaster-stricken areas in the country. As we look forward to the expansion of our reach in the connect, harness, innovate, and protect components through the execution of the initiatives of the various projects of our department, let me share with you our plans for the remaining months of 2021. We are into increasing the capacity to connect through the bandwidth upgrade of our Palawan point of presence for more cluster-initiated site activations in supplement to the establishment of more pre-Wi-Fi sites covering geographically isolated disadvantaged areas, to include that of Mangsi Island as our part of our commitment to BIMP-IAGA, and also to cover more municipal halls. The integration of additional agencies in the proposed Marinduque government network is also targeted to strengthen our digital infrastructure and services in the region, and we are also gearing up towards having the same in the provinces of Sorsogon, Oriental Mindoro, and Palawan. Speaking of the plans for harness component, we are into the conduct of more ICT courses and trainings for the digital workforce and education as we look into the completion of more digital jobs PH technical trainings for the general public, teachers, OFWs, and PWDs. Since digitization and innovation never stops, more LGUs are targeted to adopt the IBPLS business permit, to include as well more Tech for Ed centers establishment to increase the support of ICT services in our communities. Lastly, for everyone's protection in the battle against the coronavirus, we look forward on having all the LGUs in entire Mimaropa and Bicol to be immersed with BIMS IR and DBAS. Parallel to it is the continuous provision of cybersecurity awareness for the citizens against online threats and precautions. To cap it off, Luzon Cluster 3 will pursue more interventions and seek more opportunities to highlight the importance of ICT in the digital transformation of the Mimaropa and Bicol regions. A brief review on the provision of our services always brings us back on how we are able to bring digital changes in the lives of our fellow Filipinos. These are our living testaments and inspirations that through our dedication of serving our people, we have not only become the pillars of communication support that give light and ease to their lives, but we also opened up doors for opportunities and growth on their careers and living. It always warms our heart to witness the ability of our national ICT development agenda to connect more Filipinos, harness our human resources, innovate improvement of government services and local startups, and protect the nation both virtually and physically. It is before, amidst, and after any disturbances that the Luzon Cluster 3 is to serve our people through our available ICT resources In fact, when Catanduanes was left thoroughly devastated by Typhoon Rolly last November 2020 in the midst of a pandemic, our department has come to rescue and provision communication support in the province. Let me share this short testimony of Honorable Jan Alcantara from Pandan, Catanduanes, testifying how the DICT's free Wi-Fi for all has become their only source of communication support with the wrath of Typhoon Rolly.
Wala po kayong masyadong naririnig sa lalawigan ng Catanduanes kung ano ang naging lagay ng aming capital town Virac at ang naging sentro ang bayan ng Bato, Catanduanes, dahil una po, wala kaming koneksyon ng kuryente, bagsak po ang Fiselco, wala rin kaming signal sa mga telcos provider namin dito sa lalawigan. Pangatlo, kung meron man po akong signal, mapalad kami dahil isa kami sa munisipyong nabiyayaan ng proyekto ng free Wi-Fi for all mula sa DICT. Sa muli, hinihingi ko po ang inyong suporta na tulungan ang aming lalawigan, lalo na ang mga bayan na higit na naapektuhan ng Bagyong Rolly. Mula dito sa bayan ng Pandan, Catanduanes, kung saan patuloy na naglalayag ang pag-asa, ako po si Councilor Jan Olesco Alcantara para sa update sa Bagyong Rolly PH.
Everyone, it has been a wonderful and exciting ride in the service of our fellow Filipinos. And I would like to take this opportunity to extend my appreciation to the DICT executives for all the support and guidance to our cluster and to my LC3 family, from the regional cluster office personnel down to the Mimaropa and Bicol provincial teams, that without their equal commitment and hard works, none of this would have been possible. This is your Luzon Cluster 3, continuously working towards enabling our country to bounce back better from the setbacks of the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you, everyone, and good morning.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, thank you so much, Director Cheryl Ortega, of course, for sharing the accomplishments and future plans of the DICT Luzon Cluster 3. So we are now done with the regional offices in Luzon. We will now move on to Visayas clusters. All right, by the way, for more updates and information regarding on Luzon clusters, you may visit, you may like and share the Facebook pages of Luzon Cluster 1, Luzon Cluster 2, and Luzon Cluster 3. All right, so let me introduce to you the regional director of the Visayas Cluster 1. He worked in a project management role for a telecommunications company based in Saudi Arabia for 8 years before working in government agency for 4 years, focusing on local area networking infrastructure design and implementation, development of integrated financial management system such as HRMIS and payroll system, IT curriculum development and training delivery. He also worked in the academe for 10 years, where he gained experience in enterprise resource planning, systems implementations, and worked on projects such as on integrated library information system, human resource information system, enrollment system, and ICT infrastructure, LAN or WAN data centers, and ICT laboratories. Likewise, he has also a 10-year experience in ICT quality assurance, using various standards and quality assurance in education using PAASCU survey instruments. Currently, he is the regional director of the ICT Visayas Cluster 1. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Director Mario P. Conyado.
The ICT Secretary, Gregorio Honasan II, Undersecretaries, Assistant Secretaries, Service and Bureau Directors, Regional Directors, Assistant Regional Directors, the ICT employees, media practitioners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. In line with the ICT in ICT Month celebration and the launching of the Chief It's Connect, Harness, Innovate, and Protect conceptual framework, During the 5th anniversary of the ICT on June 9, 2021, Visayas Cluster 1 will be sharing our accomplishments in the fiscal year 2020 and the first semester of 2021, and our plans for the second semester of 2021 and the plans for fiscal year 2022. These are all will be in line with the CHIP conceptual framework. That's really the contents of my presentation this morning. So I'm going to discuss first about Region 6 and about our manpower here, and going to discuss connect components, harness components, innovate components in relation to our programs and projects and initiatives, and also the protect components. So for Region 6, there are 6 provinces, 18 cities, 133 municipalities, and 300,389 barangays. We call the Visayas Cluster 1 is only composed of one region, which is the Western Visayas, Region 6. The total population of Western Visayas is approximately 7.9 million as of 2020. So for the ICT Vision current manpower, there are 87 total employees with 62 permanent and then 25 job orders coming from the different projects that we have, the Tech for Ed, Free Wi-Fi, the ILCDB, IIDB. We also have some job orders from our MOOE. So the first component in relation to the chip is the connect component. The first that we have is the National Broadband Project in relation to our DICT's National Broadband Plan. For the year 2020 and 2021 first semester, the National Broadband Network Western Visayas was able to complete the dark fiber testing 9 out of 12. It's a one-week test only. So for the domestic submarine cable, we were able to complete the cable landing station, cable survey, and then the beach main manhole survey from Nabas Aklan to Romblon, Nabas Aklan to Masbate. For the rehabilitation of our building, we're able to complete 8 out of 16. And for the tower repainting, we completed 5 out of 16 towers. So our proposed targets for 2022. So on the second semester of 2021, we plan to complete the remaining dark fiber testing, the remaining 3, and then complete the building rehabilitation of relay stations and telex offices, and then repainting of the remaining 11 towers. The national broadband also was part of our initiatives for the Western Visayas. So the proposed national broadband in Western Visayas, as projected on the screen, is the Philippine broadband network utilizing the National Grid Corporation's dark fiber infrastructure, represented in color green. We connect to the Nabas. The Nabas is our landing station. So the Western Visayas broadband network will be using NGCP's dark fiber infrastructure as the primary lead to get the bandwidth via the protocol NGCP CTL, Negros Occidental, Sambuan NGCP CTL, Cebu. Submarine cables from the ICT headquarters in Luzon. This network expected to be completed by year 2023. In order to have a resilient network and operate 24/7, the ICT is going to build a state-owned domestic submarine cable. Here in Western Visayas, we have proposed Nabas Cable Landing Station, which should be connected to Romblon and Masbate, as seen in the map. This will serve as a redundant link if ever NGCP's dark fiber infrastructure encounters a problem. Our connection would not be interrupted. So that's the purpose of our redundant link. The DICT domestic submarine cable network would be expected to be implemented in 2024-2025. For the next part of the connect component is the GovNet. We're able to accomplish 57 agencies connected to the government network. And then technical support for GovNet, we were able to resolve 235 tickets. National government agencies connected to the GovNet, 133, 27 state universities and colleges, 13 government-owned controlled corporation, 4 local government units, 5 public elementary schools, 2 public high schools, and 51 other government agencies, such as government agencies and some other units in government. We're able to conduct preventive maintenance, 137 activities for 2020 and first semester of 2021. We propose some activities for 2022 to complete everything that we were not able to complete in the year 2020 and the second semester of 2021. So for Iloilo City, we proposed a GovNet provision for 26 national government agencies and other agencies. 7 will be connected to the Department of Health Region 6 point of presence, 9 for Harvard National High School PAP, and 10 to the National Telecommunications PAP. So 26 will be connected by the year 2022 for the province of Iloilo and Iloilo City. The GovNet connectivity in 2023, for Rojas City, we proposed 69, 11 connected to the PMR-MS PAP, 10 from DPWH PAP, 13 from Philpost PAP, 12 from Capital PAP, 13 from CAPSU Main PAP, and 10 from the ICT Capiz PAP. For Bacolod, we proposed 75 agencies to be connected to 9 from the NGCP PAP, 11 from BGCD Library PAP, 17 from SOJ PAP, 12 from Penro PAP, 9 from Old City Hall, Point of Present, and then 17 District Negros Occidental PAP. For the province of Antique, we proposed 81 connected to the PAPs in San Jose, in Capital, and in the ICT Sibalong, and from DepEd PAP and Antique PAP. For province of Minas, we proposed 30 connected to the 12 to the ICT PAP, 7 for the ICT Jordan PAP, and then 11 from the Public Works, Department of Public Works PAP. So we're able to support 2024, and then we want to provide also GovNet for the province of Aklan, 43 in Calibo, connected to the Aklan State University PAP, to the DICT Aklan PAP, and then the Public Works PAP and the Capital PAP. That's for GovNet. The second connect component that we have is the free Wi-Fi for all. Our accomplishment for free Wi-Fi for the year 2020 and 21 first semester, we're able to complete 129 GIDA sites. That's a Visa GIDA sites activated for the province, for the Region 6. 9 from the province of Aklan, 6 from Capiz, 24 for Negros Occidental, 66 for the province of Iloilo, and 24 for the province of Antique. For our MIS project, we're able to complete 255 out of 259 for the state universities and colleges, 203 out of 218 hospitals, 100% for provincial capitals, public high school, 20% out of the targeted 20. So we were able to complete 100% for the public high schools identified for 2020 and 2021 first semester. So we also conducted site coordinators training. The purpose of this training is to equip with the site coordinators of the recipient agencies to have the basic skills on how to maintain the equipment that are installed in their area. So we're able to train 167 individuals, 134 male and 33 female. So we're able also to serve COVID-related sites. We were able to activate 11 hospitals for COVID-related activities, 8 for the local government units, 1 for the state universities and colleges, 2 for command centers, 1 elementary school, and 1 for the Philippine National Police. Our targets for the second semester, 2021, and fiscal year 2022 for the free Wi-Fi for all project. So we targeted the second semester to complete 500 sites. That's for the vaccination, providing you with the internet connectivity. We also propose in many sites, 1 in Pasig, CDLGU, 1 in Barangay Punda Hampik, Antique, 1 in San Miguel School, and 1 PDDRMO Negros Occidental. We propose for 2022, that's the DICT Pasig City bandwidth subscription. That's for our DICT office in Pasig City. However, to activate the dormant sites or restore the dormant sites from the previous ISMA 1 project. And then MIS Provincial Government of Antique will provide also internet connectivity for 2022. So we propose 107 reactivation of or restoration of the 107 dormant sites in our cluster. We already submitted the program of work to the PMO Free Wi-Fi in the central office. Just waiting for the approval so that we can have the funding for next year to restore those dormant sites. We were able to conduct 50 launching for 2020 and first semester of 2021. So we will be replacing IV Transport and last mile of our ISMA 1B, Western Visayas Institute of Technology, and ISMA 2 for the national government agencies. For free Wi-Fi for public schools in Region 6, we targeted 1,600 public elementary schools and 350 public high schools for 2022. But if the budget will permit, we propose that at least 50% of the public elementary schools and public high schools should be given internet connectivity, because there are 439 public high schools in Region 6 and 6,214 public elementary schools. If we will target 50% of those, at least we will be able to provide the internet connectivity to the public schools and public high schools. Under the harness component, we have the ICT Industry Development Bureau. Our accomplishment for the year 2020 and first semester of 2021. So Digital Cities 2025, we were able to have Digital City 1, that's the Capiz, Rojas City in Capiz. We conducted Digital Cities activities, 5 ICT Council assisted. We're able to organize 2 ICT councils because we targeted that we should be completing the 1 ICT council per province, because we already have 4, so remaining 2, we're able to organize ICT councils in the province of Antique and 1 in the province of Guimaras. So we have 2 centers of excellence, that's ICT Council of Iloilo and ICT Council of Bacolod. For the Digital Governance Award, 3 of our LGUs garnered awards in the National Digital Governance Award. There were 3 LGUs participated, and there were 5 entries last year. So for Digital Jobs PX, we conducted 12, we launched 12 training and produced 195 graduates and 56 medalists. With clients 63 and digital job training related activities conducted 62. We were also able to conduct webinars during the start of the pandemic in March, and we were able to train 2,235, mostly from Region 6, of which 712 are male and 1,523 female. So for the freelancers training, we trained 271 for 2020 and 2021 per semester, 113 male and 158 female. So they were able to produce 2,034, 638 freelancing sales. For the second semester and year 2022, we proposed the following. So we propose that we will conduct 4 trainings for the province of Aklan, 4 for Antique, 4 for Capiz, 4 for Guimaras, 4 for the province of Iloilo, and 4 for Negros Occidental. We propose to conduct 24 trainings, produce 200 graduates with online clients, 100, and digital job training related activities, 20. So we targeted 50 medals, 260 target trainees, and 100,000 target sales for 2022. So the next component of our harness is our ICT Literacy Competency Development Bureau. Accomplishments for the year 2020 and 2021 first semester. So for ICT capability building and skills development, the DL and IL, we were able to conduct 46 batches of digital literacy training and 25 batches of internet media information literacy training. These were all for other sectors. So 12,090 participants trained, and 3,565 male, 8,525 female. Webinars and technical trainings for all sectors were able to conduct 36 batches of different webinars conducted, such as virtual assistance, such as using the apps for online classroom, any other applications that we're able to give to our stakeholders in Region 6, tapping our employees here with expertise. And we also invited some experts from other industries so that they can share the knowledge to our people here in Region 6. We also invited the trainers from our Digital Jobs PX, the paid trainers in our 1 month to 2 month training, such as the digital marketing and web development. We asked them to render service without a fee so that we can help our people here during the time of the pandemic. Most of them were really eager to share their technical expertise so that they can help the people during the time of pandemic, and they will gain employment online. The proposed target for the second semester 2021 of ILCDB, we targeted 100 participants for ICT specialized training, diagnostic exam for programming 2 batches, and number of examinees 50. We also targeted one cybersecurity framework training with 100 participants, data privacy training, targeted 1, and participants 100. We also targeted 5 webinars, 2 for IMEL, 2 for DL, 1 rollout for the PNPKI training, 1 rollout for CERT training, 1 for TOT for ICT project management, and 1 TOT for teachers. Proposed target of ILCDB under harness component are the following for the year 2022. Career development, ICT technical training for career development, we targeted 100, and then target participants 200. Digital education, these are specialized training program for technical teachers and learners. We targeted 18, and then target number of participants 805. For ICT competency development for the year 2022, we targeted 12, and then number of participants 300. Targeted training to be conducted 12, and then number of participants 300. For the certification management, diagnostic exam 8, target exam is 200. ICT certification 2, and target exam is 40. For digital workforce, we targeted 26 trainees, and then 940 number of participants. The next project under the hardest component is a Tech for Ed. So our accomplishments for the year 2020 and 2021 per semester under the Tech for Ed program, we're able to establish 50 centers and conducted basic management training, 97 which are male and 190 female. We're able to monitor and evaluated 77 centers and installed the TCMS version 1.5 to 18 centers. Numbers of MOA signed 60, and number of interventions 21 for the Tech for Ed project. So our proposed target for the second semester and fiscal year 2022 for Tech for Ed, we propose to complete the 12 establishment, the remaining 12 establishment of Tech for Ed Center, assessment of existing Tech for Ed centers, intervention, basic managers, training, advocacy, and promotion. We also plan to rehab our Pasig City office that will be used as a level 1 Tech for Ed center under the program of ILCDB and Tech for Ed. So just waiting for the funding so that in Pasig City. For 2022, we propose the following targets. We're going to establish 30 more Tech for Ed centers, assessment of existing Tech for Ed centers 70, intervention 10, basic center managers training 10, advocacy and promotion 7. These are all our targets for 2022 under the Tech for Ed project. The next component of the CIC framework is Innovate. So part of this Innovate component is the EBPLS. This is the Electronic Business Processing and Licensing System that we have been implementing for the last 3 years here in Region 6. So for 2020 and 2021 first semester, we're able to conduct users training on EBPLS, 22 online, and we were able to conduct on-site training for LGUs, 2 on-site training here on our computer laboratory. We conducted data build-up training on EBPLS, 25 online and 2 on-site. Number of LGUs with signed MOA, 28. Number of LGUs with operational EBPLS, there are 31 LGUs. Total technical support provided for LGUs during systems implementation, 250 responses done by our team here in the regional office, EBPLS team. We conducted one roadshow that's online. We conducted another online e-payment roadshow, and we conducted one online IBPLS roadshow. For a total of 13,071 business permits that were able to produce by the local government units using the EBPLS and IEBPLS. Remaining targets for the year 2021, we'll be doing the second semester, and targets for the year 2022. So we will be having EBPLS launching of 5 LGUs. 11 LGUs are scheduled for online users training on EBPLS. 1 LGU scheduled for online data build-up training on EBPLS. 7 LGUs submitted LOI for EBPLS. Number of LGUs for engagement and follow-up, 24. Number of LGUs with ongoing submission of requirements, 25. So we're able to get many more LGUs to adopt the EBPLS system being implemented by the ICT. There are LGUs who would want to stop the privately developed system that they have been using due to the high maintenance cost, and comparing to the ICT, which are being offered for free. So they opted to adopt our system and discontinue with the use of that existing system that they have developed by private companies. Hopefully, we will be able to get 133 LGUs by the year 2022, completing every LGU to adopt the EBPLS. So the next component of Innovate is the ILCDB, or the ICT Literacy Competency Bureau accomplishment for year 2020. This is part of our Innovate component, the government web hosting service of the year 2020 and 2021 that we're able to help our local government units. We were asked by NEDA to be proactive in the development and training of our LGUs, IT professionals that's going to develop and maintain their websites. Our local government units here are required to have one website. They should have their website present in the World Wide Web. So we conducted 4 trainings in the government web template, one of which is face-to-face and the 3 were conducted online. We were able to produce 40 trained participants. And right now, the status of our local government unit websites in Region 6, we have live websites 12, and right now 4 ongoing stagings. And there are local government units who avail of the services of the private development companies. They also have their website privately hosted. And then there are local government units also, which, supposing province of Guimaras, they have one website that's for the provincial website, guimaras.gov.ph, and all other municipalities are just provided with a link. Because if you want to link a certain municipality, every information can be found there. So that's why we have some LGUs with under sub-pages. So we will be trying to complete the training for 2021 second semester and 2022 in terms of web template training for the IT people from the local government units. We conduct another 2 for 2021 second semester and targeted LGUs 10. For 2022 from January to December, government web training, we targeted 8 and 40 local government units. Hopefully by December 2022, we'll be able to have all local government units using the DICT web template and have their presence online. The next component under the ICT framework chief is the protect. So we have the disaster risk reduction and management, our accomplishment of 2020 and first semester of 2021. The budget given to us by the central office, we were able to procure 100 radios, 24 base radio set, 10 IP radios, solar light, portable generator set, access points, and routers. All these equipments are ready and will be made available whenever there will be coming disasters to the region. We're also able to provide internet connectivity during that. This is the Coast Guard office where there was an oil spill. So our free Wi-Fi team were there to provide internet connectivity and have technical support and help the office of the Coast Guard during that disaster. We also participated National Simultaneous Earthquake Drill, participated National Simultaneous Earthquake Drill, contingency planning for Mount Canlaon, conduct webinars in coordination with experts from the RRM regional and provincial offices. So we always work with Office of the Civil Defense whenever they have seminars to be conducted. They invited us and also invited our stakeholders and the people of Region 6. The next for critical component is the VIMS, the Vaccine Information Management System, and DVAS. For VIMS, we were able to complete end users training for VIMS IR6, for VIMS VAS 3, VIMS IR2 trainings, and 3 hypercare technical support. We're able to produce 578 participants for the 3 trainings that we conducted. VIMS IR, we have 267 number of trained participants representing the local government units and 13 number of participants representing other government agencies such as DOH, DILG, and other other agencies here in Region 6. For the VIMS users training, we're able to train 105 participants from the local government unit and 9 from all other representing government agencies. For the DVAS or the DICT vaccination administration system, we were able to do the roadshow for Aklan, Capiz, Iloilo, Negros Occidental, Guimaras, and Antique. We're able to complete all the roadshows that we have this month, and we were able to produce 176 participants in that roadshow that we have. We're still having ongoing engagement with the local government unit to sign the letter of intent. So that's all for Visayas Cluster 1. And we will continue our services supporting our stakeholders in the region, especially the government sectors, the academy, students. We are here to support at your help whenever assistance is needed. So once again, from the DICT Visayas Cluster 1 employees and officers, thank you very much for listening to my presentation this morning. Thank you, everyone, and keep safe.
Thank you so much, Director Cañedo, for sharing the accomplishments of the Visayas Cluster 2. Okay, next up is our Visayas Cluster 2 Director, Frederick de la Casa Amores. And let me introduce to you Director Amores. Frederick Rick de la Casa Amores is currently the Regional Director of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, Visayas Cluster 2. He has been with the government since 2002, starting as an information system analyst and headed the Visayas Field Operation Office and the then National Computer Center. He has worked on a number of projects with international development organizations such as USAID, AID, JICA, GIZ, CIDA, and the Asian Development Bank. Currently, he is also the chair of the Regional Development Council Committee on ICT. Aside from his role in government, Director Amores, a notable part of his career, was also spent in the academe, where he used to work at the University of San Carlos, University of the Philippines in Cebu, and Cebu Doctors University, where he taught subjects such as investments, MIS and systems analysis, and design. Prior to joining the government, he has done consulting for various Philippine corporations, particularly in the utilities sectors. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Visayas Cluster 2 Regional Director, Frederick de la Casa Amores.
Thank you, Hani, for the introduction. First, I would like to greet all the officials of the ICT, led by our Secretary Gregorio Honasan II, and all our officers, colleagues, and of course our stakeholders who are very important to us, especially in Visayas Cluster 2. So let me have the opportunity today to share to our audience the accomplishments and the plans of DC2. So my presentation will still follow the chip format, which basically is the Connect, Harness, Innovate, Protect format. So let me start with Connect with free Wi-Fi for all. So for under free Wi-Fi for DC2, we have been able to connect 156 hotspots activated for Region 8 and 200 hotspot sites that were activated for Region 7. For GDA sites in particular, these are the more challenging sites. We have 42 sites for Region 8 and 99 sites for Region 7 under the GDA category. One of the interesting strategies we're also implementing now is acquiring bulk bandwidth for delivery in strategic points throughout the cluster, so we can assist local governments help themselves in terms of connectivity. And this has proved very useful in the areas of Sogod in northern Cebu, which the LGU has helped activate additional 3 Wi-Fi sites. And in Valencia Negros Oriental, which was supported in terms of equipment by the local business community and the provincial government of Negros Oriental. So our thanks also to our partners there for the support in rolling out our projects. We were also able to support the 2021 quincentennial commemorations in Giwan Samar, which the President graced, and the one in Lapu-Lapu City as well. We were also able to support the NTF RTF8 LCAC meeting, in which the President also attended. For GovNet, we have 2 major GovNet locations in VC2, which are ongoing, Cebu and in Palo. And in Cebu, we're now working on the second phase to extend their GovNet from Cebu City to Mandaue and Lapu-Lapu City. Now, to the harness component, we were able to do digital workforce trainings in which 127 were trained, and digital education in which 319 teachers were also trained in various trainings under this category. We also did an ICT proficiency webinar in which we had 300 attendees and an ICT professional diagnostic exams, which we were able to conduct 17 of those, and around 200 plus have taken it and 34 have passed. We have also established 93 centers for Tech for Ed and trained around 160 newly trained centers all over our cluster. We've also conducted 8 digital literacy trainings, of which 684 were trained, including some of the PDLs that you're shown in the picture. Under the harness category as well, we have Digital Government Awards, and we are proud to say that we have 4 LGUs that won awards. The city of Tagbilaran in Bohol, Cebu City, Bohol Province, and the municipality of Loon, Bohol. We've also done digital jobs page trainings in which we're able to do this in 12 locations, 262 graduates, 53 medalists, and we were able to assist as part of the initiative and the project 63 MSMEs which created sales of 1.6 million in terms of sales and income. And we have 2 digital cities for Tacloban City and Tagbilaran City. We're able also to do startup-related activities and webinars and trainings, of which more than 5,000 were able to attend. One of the very important projects that we're also doing is, of course, in compliance with the Ease of Doing Business Act, the adoption of EBPLS and IBPLS. For EBPLS, we have around 65 operational LGUs that are using the system. And we have launched 39 actual LGUs. And we have actually piloted 2 LGUs, and we have launched 1 operational LGUs for IBPLS. For JEX, We also have done trainings related to disaster resilience, and we were able to support ICT facilities for quarantine facilities in Cebu for Sacred Heart and IEC Convention Center. We're also able to do some trainings as well for some key partners in this area. We were also able to do, we're active in interagency meetings. And of course, recently we had a handover of the JEXMO facilities in Region 8, which are now in our Tacloban office, ready to be deployed in case of typhoons and other emergency or disasters. For the protection component, we also have PNPKI. So as of June 15, we have issued 850 certificates, and we're on track to issue at least 1,000 more, 1,000 digital certificates by December 21, and probably more in the coming months to come. So these are the various activities that we are doing in terms of PNPKI to encourage more of our stakeholders to adopt it as part of their digital transformation capacities. For our dream team, for VIMS IR, we have 838 users trained, 269 issues that were raised that were closed. And for our DIVAS roadshows, as of today, we have 429 attendees, and I think there's a few more that we'll be doing for the month end for the adoption of DIVAS among the local governments in our initiatives for COVID-19. So for future plans, let me just highlight some of the important plans that we have. Next slide. So for free Wi-Fi, we are expanding through our initial discussions with local governments in activating more Wi-Fi sites with the help of local governments, because we believe that for us really to ramp up this facility for our citizens, we need to have more collaboration with our local governments, local partners, and even support from organizations like the business community in the areas that we are doing this. So we look forward to more collaboration and more implementation as a result. So for GovNet, we plan to do another phase 2 for Region 7, particularly here in Cebu. And we have gotten the endorsement for the establishment of GovNet for Dumaguete in Negros Oriental, and increase our capability here. And as I mentioned earlier, we've started and are working on expanding GovNet, not just in Cebu City, but in the Tri-City area of Metro Cebu to reach Mandaue City and Lapu-Lapu City as well. We're also working, trying to propose additional GovNet facilities for ORMOC and expansion of the GovNet facilities in Tacloban and other facilities that need to be in place as part of our development strategy for Region 8. For ILCDB, under the harness component, training on digital governance and management, transformative technologies, and cybersecurity will be conducted in the upcoming months. We plan to do about 16 more additional digital jobs trainings in the various areas in the screen, as you can see, to hopefully be a driver for economic recovery in our cluster. For IBPLS, we have a number of activities as well, and I would like to particularly highlight that we'll be launching a mass launching of 27 LGUs using IBPLS later this month. So for IIDB, I'm still under the hardest component. We have Digital Governance Awards for 2021, our development of the strategic roadmaps for Tacloban and Tagbilaran. We're also happy to report that through our active participation in the RDC councils, we have also developed the Region 7 ICT Action Plan for 2022. And we are working towards developing a regional ICT roadmap for 2028. This is particularly in response to our committee. We have a special committee in RDC 7 that is dedicated to ICT. Of course, we will continue to do our startup development and acceleration program by having various activities like Startup Thursdays, Startup Mapping in Tacloban, and learning sessions, pitching competitions, and Startup 101 and 102 for the rest of the year. For PNPKI, we hope to have more national government agencies, private sector, LG, and other sectors will adopt PNPKI for digitalization of their processes. And of course, support for secure 2022 national elections through the use of PNPKI. And at least 1,000 digital certificates will be issued at the end of December 21. And for JECs, to conduct and organize emergency response-related trainings, technical advice for radio communication systems, and our upcoming JECs Move simulation exercises be done in Region 8, and conduct JECs Move roadshow to all the provinces in Region 7 and Region 8 as part of our advocacy for awareness that such facilities are available in the region. Next. So, thank you very much for listening. I would like to thank, of course, our management, our senior officials for the support that they have provided us here in VC2 and the resources given to us. And of course, to our team here in VC2 for all the help, the activities and all that. And of course, to our partners and stakeholders, because we are doing this for them. And we really hope to have more collaboration as well to all our partners here to roll out a lot of these DICT plans as best as we can. And again, thank you and good morning.
Okay, thank you so much, Director Amores, for sharing with us the plans and accomplishments of the DICT's Visayas Cluster 2. So again, to everyone who are watching right now, if you would like to stay updated on the information and other plans and activities of the Visayas Cluster, you may visit and like the pages of Visayas Cluster 1 and Visayas Cluster 2. Okay, so we now move on to our Mindanao regional offices. First off, to present the plans and accomplishments of the DICT's Mindanao Cluster 1, let me introduce to you Director Maria Teresa Camba. Director Maria Teresa M. Camba is a public servant who has served the government in various capacities since she was 20. Among her notable assignments were as the Director for Field Operations of the then National Computer Center and as a Program Manager of national programs like the Philippine Community E-Center Program. From 2011 to 2013, she was on the secondment to Telecenter.org, a global program hosted by the ICT Office as Director for Operations. There, she also served as a program manager of the Global Telecenter Women Digital Literacy Campaign, a joint initiative with the International Telecommunication Union to provide 1 million grassroots women with digital literacy. At the end of the project, a total of 1.1 million women were trained in 85 countries. She was formerly assigned as a concurrent project manager for the Tech for Ed project from July 2016 up to August 2018 while still heading the Department of Information and Communications Technology Mindanao Cluster 1 as OIC Director. She now focuses on her role as Regional Director for Zamboanga Peninsula Region and the provinces of Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. She was recently named among the winners in the regional search for outstanding government workers in the Philippines for 2018. Under her leadership, DICT Mindanao Cluster 1 was recognized in the global community by International Telecommunications Union for its various initiatives for 2 consecutive years. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Mindanao Cluster 1 Regional Director, Maria Teresa Camba.
Gracias, Hani. Buenos dias a todos. Good morning to everyone. To Secretary Honasan and the DICT officers and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with delight that we get to share the digital transformation that's happening in our area and how we are empowering the countryside through ICT. Mindanao Cluster 1 serves 6 provinces, 3 in the Zamboanga Peninsula region and 3 in the autonomous region of Muslim Mindanao, with 108 municipalities and 6 cities, and is home to over 5 million people. This report will present our strategies to connect, harness, innovate, and protect our people through various MC1 initiatives. The pandemic, as we know, has brought drastic changes in our lives and how we do almost everything. Never was there a time in history that the world has great dependence on ICT than today. So truly, it has amplified the truth that ICT is a basic human right because it has helped us cope and thrive in this trying time. However, it has also intensified the reality of digital divide, which was already a problem even before the pandemic. In the 2019 National ICT Household Survey, only 6% is with internet connection in Zamboanga Peninsula, while 95% in Bangsamoro, autonomous region, is not connected to the internet. And that is why the ICT MC1 has also beefed up our effort to connect cities and municipalities in our area of care. As of today, there are now 665 sites in our cluster from 483 in 2020. This year, all our provinces are now connected, including the provinces of Sulu and Basilan. We have also reached Turtle Islands, Tawi-Tawi, which is located at the southwestern tip of the country, straddling the border of Malaysia and the Philippines. Together with Western Mindanao Command and the Philippine Coast Guard, we went to this island, which takes about 40 hours of travel by commercial boat from Zamboanga City to deliver ICT packages. Through the free Wi-Fi for all, the island was able to share its 3rd Pawikan Festival celebration to the rest of the world through an online event for the first time last month. Another challenge we hurdled was the series of failed biddings for BARM, Basilan Province included. So with our own initiative, we were able to establish the Zamboanga Basilan Wireless Broadband Network, which maximizes existing systems to connect communities and offices with no access or limited access to the internet. To establish access points in the island, a backhaul link from Zamboanga City, which of 14 to 17 nautical miles distance, was installed to connect Basilan. So through this project, we established a cost-efficient ICT infrastructure. The government, we spend approximately 300 to 400,000 per free Wi-Fi location per year. While in this initiative, the cost per location was less than 40,000 per location. 39 sites now enjoy free Wi-Fi service. And prior to this project, Basilan was notably one of the 2 remaining provinces out of 81 provinces in the country with no free internet provided by the ICT. So the free internet was utilized for education, for crisis communications, hospitals, COVID-19 isolation, and referral centers, among others. By end of 2021, all municipalities in Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi will have access to services delivered online, as we will strengthen the digital infrastructure in these regions. From 0 free Wi-Fi site at the beginning of the year, Sulu municipalities will all be connected this year. Locals of Basulta will be able to share their culture to the rest of the world while benefiting from the vast resources available in the virtual space. The Basilan Wireless Broadband Network, on the other hand, will be expanded to cover more public spaces in the next 6 months. 6 million clients have connected to free Wi-Fi hotspots so far. We have also prioritized our establishment of free Wi-Fi to include COVID-19 facilities in the region, which greatly help in fast-tracking the transfer of COVID-related documents and reports and the communication of those who are quarantined with their family and friends. Through the Zamboanga City Government Network, 108 agencies are now interconnected and have relied on our infrastructure for seamless government communication and transaction. One example is the internet connectivity we have provided to Philippine Information Agency, which constantly holds media briefings on COVID-19 updates, streaming it to other parts of the region and the world. 20 additional sites will be added for GovNet in Zamboanga by end of 2021. The connectivity programs of DICT have boosted the emotional and mental health of our patients and health workers in COVID facilities, enabled uninterrupted classes for students, and saved our teachers from sending much through free internet, according to some stories we got from the ground. I also would like to share what is going on in Vitali Lying-in Center in Zamboanga City, where technology meets healthcare through the telemedicine initiative of the Rotary Club of Zamboanga City West, powered by DICT's free Wi-Fi for all. This lying-in facility caters to 11 barangays and with 40,000 population. While it is a lying-in facility, it accommodates other concerns that are not birth-related. Residents of these barangays located at the farthest edge of the city will have to take at least 2 hours of travel to reach the nearest hospital offering specialized care. Through this telemedicine initiative, patients from Barangay Vitali will have access to specialized care and consultation from experts not only in Zamboanga Medical Center, but also from other hospitals in Philippines and abroad. Through a gadget called Kubi, which utilizes DICT's free Wi-Fi, the consultation and diagnosis are being done online. This innovative approach to healthcare will be replicated in other hospitals as well as we continue to work with the Rotary Club and Zamboanga City Medical Center. To be able to ride the waves of digital transformation, employers and workers need to know how to use digital technology. However, ITU reports in Measuring Digital Development Facts and Figures 2020 that low ICT skills remain a barrier to meaningful participation in a digital society. So in light of this digital revolution, many more jobs become obsolete, but at the same time, the need for high-skilled workers that complement new technologies increases. So with this, MC1 works to reskill and upskill the people through our Harness initiatives. As of now, there are 302 Tech for Ed centers in our cluster. 6 of these were recognized last year to be outstanding, while 38 were recognized for being resilient and relevant in confronting the uncertainties the pandemic brought. We are proud to share about Liloy Digital Hub Tech for Ed Center in Zamboanga del Norte, a shining beacon of hope to many unemployed, especially during the pandemic. The center opened its doors to unemployed and underemployed in the municipality and helped them land high-paying online jobs as online English teachers. Users of the hub generate a combined amount of over 2 million pesos every month during the pandemic by teaching English to Chinese students online. What a great contribution to this small town in Zamboanga del Norte. We are now in the works to establish or upgrade more digital hubs and Tech for Ed centers to provide the same services to the community and help boost the local economy. Last year, a similar project, our very own digital hub here at the ICT MC1 in Zamboanga City, which generates an accumulated income of over 1 million pesos a month, was recognized globally as a champion project for World Summit on Information Society Project Prizes by the International Telecommunications Union under the e-employment category. We also continue to provide webinars and training sessions on various topics relevant to the times. One of the highlights is the collaborative webinar series we did with the University of the Philippines, Open University, where more than 84,000 teacher participants joined. It is our response to the urgent cry for capacity building of the education sector, which only had experience in traditional teaching modalities. The 9-session series covered topics on educational resources, online and offline technologies, quality assurance framework, and course module preparation, among others. And this initiative, ladies and gentlemen, was also recognized by the International Telecommunications Union as a champion project for this year's World Summit on Information Society, this time under the capability building category. Last Wednesday, we just launched the webinar replay of this series. Those who missed the chance to watch these sessions last year may now watch them all over again at our internally developed learning management system, where they can also get certificates immediately after passing the quiz, anytime, anywhere, for free. Teachers who have attended this session gave us good feedback as to how the webinar has helped them navigate distance learning and prepare them for online courses. Our past webinars and training sessions will be uploaded in this system soon. Another good news from NC1. Recently, the Professional Regulation Commission accredited DICT Mindanao Cluster 1 as a continuing professional development provider. The first, I think, at DICT. We have 2 courses now accredited with CPD units: Digital Teachers Training Program for Basic Education with 6 CPD units, and Digital Teachers Training Program for Higher Education with 15 CPD units. We've also finished the Digital Cities Roadmap for Zamboanga City, which will serve as guide for industries to invest in the city. This will be launched together with other roadmaps of other digital cities by the end of the month. We will continue to harness skills this 2021 through the following activities. The digital workforce, we're going to conduct more digital jobs technical training, particularly targeting participants from Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi, now that we have Tech for Ed centers and internet there. We will also continue to train our teachers through the Digital Education Initiative. We will strengthen our existing Tech for Ed centers and recognize those existing ones which have delivered outstanding services to the community. We will transform our qualified Tech for Ed centers into digital transformation centers. We are also working towards digitalizing government services and easing business-related transactions through technology. By the end of 2021, 53% of the local government units in Sampen and Basulta will be innovative in its business permit and licensing, so taxpayers can enjoy safe and fast filing of application. That will be double the number of LGUs using the system in 2020. Our municipalities in the provinces of Zamboanga, Sibugay, Del Sur, and Del Norte have attested to increase in revenue collection ranging from 69% to 186% since the adoption of EBPLS compared to the traditional processes. In Lapuyan, Zamboanga del Sur, they have collected over 586,000 pesos revenue when it used to be around 200,000 pesos. In Polanco, Zamboanga del Norte, there's an increase of revenue collection from 1.6 million to 2.7 million. And in Imelda, Zamboanga, Sibugay, a 69.9% increase was observed from 4.4 million to 7.4 million using EBPLS. We will continue to implement the system for 30 LGUs and IBPLS for 10 LGUs by end of 2021. We will also actively support the rollout of ICT solutions related to COVID-19, such as the DIVAS and BINs in the regions we handle. Now that most of our transactions happen in the digital space, protecting this realm is also critical. So we are committed to raising cyber-safe citizens who are wise in their transactions and activities online by advocating safe and responsible use of the internet. More than 57,000 individuals are now more aware of cybersecurity and data privacy through the various advocacy events that we have conducted. We also partnered with Digital Tayo and Facebook for a digital literacy training series. Cybersecurity Bureau has also been very supportive in conducting trainings and awareness campaigns in our cluster. We will continue to protect our people in the digital world by intensive advocacy activities and through promotion and processing of PKI applications. And lastly, we invite you to visit our Facebook page and join our community of over 90,000 followers. We constantly update activities with free training and impact on our page on a daily basis, averaging from 25 to 30 posts a month. We also recently held our ICT Month special called It's Coffee Time, an online talk show featuring stories of people touched by ICT. This is the first of its kind, I think, in the ICT. The past weeks, we featured Liloy Digital Hub, Vitali Lying-in Facility, and a teacher from a local university who benefited from our webinar for Educator series. We will feature more stories of digital transformation in this show very soon. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the highlights of what we have done and our remaining plans for the year to empower our communities in Zamboanga Peninsula and the island provinces of Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. Muchas gracias to everyone, to all our executives, and to our MC1 team. Muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you so much, Director Camba, for joining us today and presenting the future plans and accomplishments of the Mindanao Cluster 1. Okay, and now to present the plans and accomplishments of the DICT's Mindanao Cluster 2, let me introduce to you Director Siti Rama Alawi. She completed her master's degree in technology management in the University of the Philippines, Diliman. She started her career in the BPO sector and has performed numerous leadership and management roles in the IT BPM industry since 2009. She has completed several trainings in both project management and international organization for standardization. She is a certified Six Sigma Green Belt and certified project contract specialist. Currently, she is the OIC Regional Director of DICT Mindanao Cluster 2. A woman who delivers and leads Mindanao Cluster 2, let us all welcome Director Siti Rama V. Alawi.
With the marching orders to your DICT to connect Filipinos, to bridge the digital divide, and to push for a digital Philippines, your DICT regional operations have been empowering the countryside through ICT. Maayong buntag, assalamu alaikum, a pleasant and blessed morning to everyone who are with us virtually in Zoom and in Facebook Live. Thank you, Hani, for the generous introduction. And of course, thank you to our officials who are joining us today. With great pride, your Mindanao Cluster 2, covering Regions 10 and Caraga, proudly present our 2020 accomplishments. Roll AVP, please.
MOPJ in facilitating its e-dialogue program, which allows the person deprived of liberty to communicate with their families, relatives, and friends during this pandemic, and also to uplift their spirits and to reduce depression. As of now, the MOPJ has been experiencing a peaceful atmosphere, healthy and COVID-19 disease-free.
These ladies are just some of the scholars who are now earning more than what they had prior to DJPH. We have Phonix Pasadal, who started with small gigs, now has a full-time job and is earning 25,000 pesos on an average. Henny Ganeten, a former private teacher, her previous monthly income can now be earned in just a week/after joining the training. Marilyn Tongal is now able to achieve financial stability. Nicole Cordero also has full and part-time jobs. She earns 100,000 pesos and even higher per month. All these, they were able to achieve because of the ICT, and despite the pandemic.
DICT's eBPLS is an effective and efficient tool for business registration. I am LGU Salai's BPLO and I'm on a 14-day home quarantine, yet our LGU's business one-stop shop transactions continued smoothly at the base. Business permits are released without any delay. Kudos to DICT.
Mindanao Cluster 2
Cluster 2 to continue with its mandate to serve the countryside. And here are our accomplishments from January to May 2021. Next slide, please. So for connectivity, under the National Broadband Program and the free Wi-Fi for all, we already have 121 live hotspots with 600,000 Wi-Fi users. We already have from 82 to 87 agencies connected to government in Butuan, and we have 228 trained in internet media and information literacy. Next slide, please. For the harness, under the Tech for Ed program, we already have 4 center managers trainings, 9 centers established, 3 Tech for Ed digital hubs launched. Next slide, Ray. Still under the harness, for digital workforce project, the digital jobs PH technical training, digital education program, the digital learners and teachers project, and the digital cities and provinces program, we already have, as of January to May, 12 ICT proficiency examinations, 5 digital jobs PH training, 12 digital literacy webinars and trainings, 4 institutional and development activities with 4,827 ICT users trained. Next slide, Ray. For the Innovate under the Integrated Business Permits and Licensing Systems, in the Innovative Startup Program, we have 12 LGUs using the system, 6 LGUs in data build-up activities. We also have 117 monitored LGUs using already the system. We have 25 capacity building activities and 1 digital startup activity. Next slide, Ray. For protection, we have Cybersecurity Management Program, Cybersecurity Awareness Program, Cyber Safe Learning for Education Project, the Philippine National Public Key Infrastructure, and we already have 460 PNPK subscribers, 10 PNPK orientations, 5 cybersecurity, and 1 Gets Move handover. Next slide, please.
Lahat ng nakikinig, lalo na sa pagdating tagaling po ng Department of Information and Communication Technology ng DICT. Ano na po, nagpapasalamat po kami sa Allah, alhamdulillah, sa ating congressman, sa gobernador, natin dito sa Lanao del Norte, sa director po natin, si Rahma B. Alawi, kayo pong mga director sa DICT. Nalagyan po kami ng free wifi. Karamihan po ng mga community dito sa Kambilal ay wala dito po ang kanilang mga pamilya. Ngayon ay nakakatawag po sa kanilang pamilya. Yung mga kapag-anak po nila sa Saudi Arabia, sa Manila. Ako po, mapasalamat. Malaking talagang naitulong dito. Ngayon po ay dito na po ako nag-zoom. Ang mga session po ng galing po Tabato, sa BAN. Ang masasabi lang po namin ay sana ay tuloy. Tuloy pa rin ang tulong ng ating gobyerno, lalo na po ang ating presidente sa Department of Information and Communication Technology. Sana malagyan po ang ating division camp po natin para ma-direct po ang communication between the armed forces of the Philippine National Police sa ating mga community, mga Muslim. Mayroon na po tayong free wifi. Maraming salamat po sa Department of Information Communication Technology. Alhamdulillah, Assalamualaikum.
That testimonial is from Honorable Abdullah Makapaar, Parliament Member of BARM, of how your free Wi-Fi has helped his community. Next slide, please. These other testimonials show how your DICT projects impact different sectors of our community. So to continue our public service, especially still in this pandemic, your Mindanao Cluster 2 will continue to accomplish its targets for the remaining of this year. Roll AVP. Anchoring on the CHIP framework, which is to connect, harness, innovate, and protect, our cluster will present its own planned initiative. Next slide, Rhea. Thank you. So under Connect, we provision additional radios and funds utilization from cluster savings. This is for immediate deployment on free Wi-Fi requests from local government units and national government agencies. Next slide. Under the harness, we plan to have the Digital Opportunity and Promotion Program. This is skills training and education in a holistic support, identification of local government or private sector as DLT champions to bridge the digital divide. We also plan to reach and introduce ICT to hidden tribal society in Mindanao, provide non-formal ICT education to different communal tribes in our AOR towards their journey through ICT. Next slide. Still under harnessed, we plan to have the ICT Olympics. It will be an annual competition of cities, municipalities, of offices and government units in Region 10 and Caraga, where they will showcase their ICT systems and use of emerging technologies to promote and advocate ICT. Next slide, Ray. For the Innovate, we plan to have a virtual help desk. This will to cater basic inquiries from clients, users regarding any DICT projects through email, phone, and chat support. The help desk is designed to also assist and support individuals with basic technical issues and concerns related to ICT. And currently, we're also working on the Digital Education CPT accreditation, which is accreditation of the digital education activities for CPT points. Next slide, Ray. For Protect, we plan to have the Cybersecurity Online Academy. It will be an learning management system or LMS that provides cybersecurity awareness campaign and privacy modules for all levels of age group of individual. Next slide, Ray. Sabi nga nila, life is not all sunshine and rainbows. There will be challenges and issues along the way, and here are some that hampers smooth implementation of your DICT projects. Of course, we have the COVID-19 concerns and challenges with DICT manpower that hinders mobility of projects to other areas, lacking DICT presence in terms of provincial buildings or provincial spaces, mobilization issues or lack of service vehicle, and of course, the budget. Next slide, Ray. Pero ika nga, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. With that, on behalf of my partner, Director Leo Ugto, and the whole committed public servants of your DICT Mindanao Cluster 2, we will continue to serve the countryside despite these challenges. Magandang umaga and happy ICT Month.
Alright, thank you so much, Director Alawi, and magandang umaga din po sa inyo dyan sa Mindanao Cluster 2. Okay, so we are now down to the last presentation for this morning. So our last speaker from our Regional Cluster Office is the current Mindanao Cluster 3 Director, Alimzar Asum. So let me introduce to you Director Asum. Alimzar Pakasum Asum is a CESO 5 and a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering from Cebu Institute of Technology, Master in Public Administration from the University of the Visayas, and Juris Doctor from the Mindanao State University. He attended managerial and technical training here and abroad. Among others are the training workshop on construction of information highway and workshop on optical communications development, both held in Wuhan, China. In 2017, he attended training in Washington, D.C., USA, and completed 5 courses, including subsea cable construction and maintenance, deployment of broadband networks and converged services, and course on Internet of Things, conducted by U.S. Telecommunications Training Institute. He served as a representative of the Philippines in ICT international conferences held in Brunei, Malaysia, Papua New Guinea, and among others. For 17 years, he served as the regional director of the then Telecommunications Office. Currently, he is the regional director of DICT for Region 11, Region 12, and Mainland BARMM. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our last speaker, DICT Mindanao Cluster 3 Regional Director, Alimzar Asum.
To our DICT Secretary, Honorable Gregorio B. Honasan II, all other officials and personnel of the DICT, to our viewers online, fellow public servants, ladies and gentlemen, maayong umaga sa ating lahat. Assalamualaikum. Before I'm going to present, allow me to quote what Mahatma Gandhi had said, and I quote, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others," unquote. So, for empowering the countryside through the DICT regional officers, operations, our accomplishments from 2020 to present are the following. Free Wi-Fi for all. We have 655 additional live sites under MC3. For hospitals and region RHUs, we have 93. For public schools, we have 223. And for national government agencies and local government units, we have 322. For plazas, we have 14, and 3 for others public institutions, and 60 COVID-19 facilities and vaccination sites. For government network, a total of 168 agencies are connected. In our GovNet projects in Cotabato City, we have 112, and in Marawi City, we have 56 and counting. In fact, for this year, 2021, we'll be expanding the GovNet to the most affected area in Marawi City as a result of the Marawi siege, which is going to be funded by NHA by transferring to us 72 million for the rolling out of fiber optics, building of our destroyed provincial building and a tower. So that also we have 34 GoodNet connected agencies involved in COVID-19 pandemic response. For Tech for Ed, we have 33 Tech for Ed centers launched, 35 LGUs or partners provided with ICT services to their constituents, and 9 basic digital literacy conducted with a total of 200 participants. And we also conducted capability building to center managers and center users. We also undertake upgrading of Tech for Ed centers into digital classrooms or digital workplace. For the digital jobs PH, we have 12 technical training conducted, 6 ongoing technical training, 196 graduates, 66 medalists, and 72 landed a job. For ICT Literacy and Competency Development Bureau, we have 10 trainings conducted, 1 is ongoing, and with 163 certificates issued. For electronic business permit licensing system, we have 14 local government units, EBPLS officially launched, 22 ongoing data build-up, and 2 LGUs for pilot testing, 11 LGUs fully implementing, and 23 local government units with EBPLS Memorandum of Agreement. For Digital Cities PH, we completed strategic planning workshop with ICT, Council of General Santos City, and stakeholders. And we also developed the localized ICT roadmap through series of workshops. For Digital Startup PH, we established partnership with UP Mindanao on their startup incubation program known as ESCO Program 2.0. And we also participated in pitching and competitions. For cybersecurity, we have 30 cybersecurity webinars or trainings conducted with a total of 2,174 participants and 20 data privacy webinars or trainings conducted with a total of 809 participants. For PNP TI, we have 484 digital certificates issued, 10 orientation and online training conducted with a total of 253 participants. For the Government Emergency Communication System, we have installed BHF stations in 11 provinces. We have attended various meetings in support of our DRMM, and this is done with the RIT meeting and the task force on COVID meetings. And we also have 20 advocacy activities conducted, and we regularly participate in the nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill. For our future plans, in the perspective of team framework, we have for free Wi-Fi for all partnership between LGUs and DICT, wherein local government units will establish the infrastructure and DICT will provide the bandwidth. Remember that next year, 2022, the so-called Mandanas Garcia ruling will be implemented, and some of the activities of the national government agencies will be devolved to LGUs. And for the ICT, that would include the interconnections of the municipalities, barangays in the province. And also for free Wi-Fi, the procurement of additional managed internet service sites. With the government network, as mentioned, we have now in Cotabato City and Marawi City, and for Davao City, it's the bidding process is undergoing, and hopefully there will be a taker before the year ends, so that we could implement it in Davao City. So that we have to expand with expansion of GovNet to 7 more cities from 2022 to 2024. And as mentioned earlier, the expansion of Marawi City government network to the most affected area, as it will be funded by the NHC, and hopefully it will be downloaded or transferred. The funds will be transferred to our central office. The amount of 72 million by next month. For digital jobs, PH, we identify the most in-demand online job to conduct more trainings, to create more courses, and to activate and establish digital workplace. For cybersecurity, to conduct more cybersecurity and data privacy awareness webinars or trainings, the creation of our CERT and sectoral search within our area of responsibility to organize a pool of subject matter experts, and the integration of cybersecurity to the academic curriculum, and to participate in the national and international cyber drill. For ILCDB, to conduct more trainings on digital workforce for PNP, KI, and CERT trainings, and to conduct digital education trainings, to conduct diagnostic examinations, conduct forum or engagement with state universities and colleges and ICT industries, and to collaborate or partner with other capacity development institutions here and abroad. And for Digital Cities Philippines, or PH, to provide institutional development training and stakeholders, or for the stakeholders, and upskill IT BPM workforce, and to conduct marketing and promotion for digital city exposure. And for the digital startup PH, the transformation of tech-forward centers as digital transformation center for innovators, and to the institutionalization of school-based innovators college level within our area. And the challenges faced or encountered during the program and project implementations, I am almost tempted to say that what the previous presenters or speakers have presented, I would say we have the same challenges encountered, but just the same, to name a few, are the following. Our office here in Davao has been locked down for 2 times already because 1 and 2 of our employees got a positive result after swab testing. And of course, less mobility and engagement due to COVID-19 pandemic, and we are unable to procure equipment because of selling amount requirement for MOE funds, and limited suppliers and providers joining the bidding for projects in the remote areas where there are no ICT or ISP or internet service providers. Also, as mentioned by other clusters, we need additional manpower to effectively and efficiently implement the programs. And we also experience that whenever there is a change of administration in the LGU, we have to re-engage with the new mayor or governor. And another is the sustainability of tech-forward centers, and the lack of commitment of the trainees for the training due to the new normal. Sometimes some trainees would back out during the training. So also we are having a hard time in establishing ICT council per city or municipalities because some of the cities and municipalities within our area of responsibility do not conform or pass the scorecard for having an ICT council. And we also lack the localized ICT roadmap. Another is the lack of IT positions or plantilla positions in the local government units. In fact, when they were required to designate data privacy manager, they could not easily comply because of the lack of IT plantilla positions in the local government units. And also the outdated local revenue code and or the tax code. So there is also a resistance to adapting to new system because they are accustomed to using the old system. We also experienced this during the rollout of the BIMS and now the DIVAS that some LGUs are accustomed to the what is this? The papel system rather than the automated what is this vaccination administration system. And finally, no available ISP. This is a fact in the unserved areas of our areas. So for the local issues and concerns of Filipinos in the countryside, in addition to what I have just mentioned by the previous regional directors, some of the local issues and concerns are the slow internet connectivity problem in the rural areas, lack of ICT equipment and personnel, residents or constituents of the local government units has little to no basic knowledge on ICT, and the lack of proper skills for online job opportunities. Also, the lack of awareness and information about the threats in the cyberspace, and unaware of the guidelines and laws concerning cybersecurity and data privacy, lack of awareness in identifying the IT BPM industry as an engine of economic growth, and the lack of local mentors for startup developers. So with that, I understand that all our achievements are done with the support of our partners, the the national government agencies, the local government units, stakeholders, and of course, the support of the central office and the executive committee headed by our very own Secretary, Gregorio Hunasan. And to accomplish our targets and to implement effectively our ongoing and future projects and programs, we again ask everyone to stand by us. And I would want to end my presentation by sharing to you another quote by Henry Ford. He said that coming together is a beginning, staying together is a progress, and working together is a success. With that, I wish everyone the best of health, and please take care of yourself and each other. Maraming salamat po.
All right, thank you so much, Director Ashton from the Mindanao Cluster 3. All right, well, that concludes our presentations from our regional clusters, and thank you to all of our speakers. And I would like to congratulate, of course, our regional directors from LC1. We have Director Nestor Bongato. From LC2, we have Director Reynaldo TC. From LC3, Director Cheryl Ortega. From Visayas Cluster 1, we have Director Mario Coñado. Visayas Cluster 2, Frederick Amores. From Mindanao Cluster 1, Ma'am Tess Camba. Mindanao Cluster 2, Director City Alawi, and Mindanao Cluster 3, Director Alinzar Asum. So once again, let's give them a big round of applause. Of course, for sharing for their informative presentations on their respective plans, initiatives, and accomplishment. So now, as we near end the program, we have here with us today Director Maria Teresa Magno Garcia to facilitate today's panel discussion. So let me introduce to you Director Tess. Ms. Maria Teresa Magno Garcia is currently the Director for the National Planning and Corporate Management Bureau of the Department of Information and Communications Technology. Director Garcia has a master's degree in public management from the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy and National University of Singapore, and has a diploma certificate in Urban and Regional Planning from School of Urban and Regional Planning of the University from the Philippines. She has served as senior manager in various government offices. She led and assisted in the development and implementation of various ICT plans, policies, programs, and projects that have contributed to major developments in the country. Outside of her career in government, she has served as an advisor for ICT-related projects implemented by international development organizations in the Philippines. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, to facilitate our panel discussion, let us all welcome Director Maria Teresa Magno Garcia.
I just want to check, Honey, if my audio is okay.
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you loud and
thank
clear.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, okay, thank you. Magandang tanghali po sa lahat. I think based on the presentations a while ago, we have already heard what CHIP means and how this is implemented by our regional offices. But before we proceed with the Q&A, now please allow me to provide a summary of the CHIP. Now, the CHIP implementation plan serves as the strategic guide to bolster the Philippines' digital readiness and to utilize the potential of the digital economy. Now, CHIP also seeks to improve the overall participation of Filipinos in the digital economy. Now, to achieve this, there are 4 key areas which you have already heard. It's connect, harness, innovate, and protect, or CHIP in short. Now, connect is the first step in the digital transformation of the country. Connect embodies the primary responsibility of the DICT to lead the digital infrastructure development in the country. It is on this vital infrastructure that other digital initiatives will operate. Now, H, which is harness, is the strategy to bring our citizenry into the 21st century. Now, with the acceleration of digital transformation in the country, ICT education and the upskilling of the next generation and our workforce is of paramount importance. Now, our citizens need to keep up with the pace of digital trends as well as a highly competitive global workforce of digital natives. I, which is innovate, builds the culture of readiness and enablement for digital transformation. It is a component that provides the enabling environment for the crafting of key policies and plans that will help spur growth, innovation, and expansion of services in key areas such as in digital governance. As new technologies emerge, Innovate ensures an environment wherein the whole ICT ecosystem may find common areas of interest in the journey toward digital transformation. Now, with digital transformation, of course, the reality of cyber threats and cyber crimes become critical. Now, P, which stands for protect, embodies the right of any citizen to government services and educational campaigns against cyber threats and cyber crimes. Now, it consists of the various DICT cybersecurity and privacy interventions that seek to protect against highly sophisticated and emerging cyber criminal activity being done through cyberspace and the internet. Now, with the acceleration of digital transformation, Protect is a vital non-negotiable component of the national security plan of the country. Now, to ensure that every citizen and child are assured of their online safety and protection. I think we are one in our aspiration, in our national aspiration, and that is to bring everyone together towards the path of digital transformation. Now, we might be pursuing the road less traveled, But I think by this time, we are sure that even less traveled, we are in the same direction. The ICT is ready for the challenges and opportunities that the implementation of the CHIP implementation plan might bring. Okay, so now let's proceed with the question and answer. There were several that were sent to me directly, and I think I saw several also on the FB live stream. Now, first question that was sent to me is, how will CHIP lead to regional and countryside development? This was already highlighted by our regional directors when they presented what they have done since 2020 and what they are doing, what they are currently doing right now. Now, the CHIP framework will make sure that digital transformation is going to be more exclusive, and it would include the countryside, because it aims to empower citizens not only in the urban areas, but also those in the countryside. Now, to be able to achieve this, we need to lay down the enabling factors, which is already mentioned a while ago. Like, we need to make sure that we have the digital ICT infrastructure. We have to upskill our individuals and our institutions. We have to make sure that we have efficient and accessible front-end public services. And lastly, we have to make sure that we have a safe and secured online transactions in the countryside, not only in the urban areas, but also in the countryside. Now, probably some of you is going to ask, and what are the immediate next steps that we are going to do, meaning DSCT is going to do, to make sure that we are going to implement the CHIP efficiently and effectively. Now, the current programs and projects right now of DICT are in the process of firming up the details of the specific activities and tasks. And this will be done this year and even in the next 2 years. The different projects or the different bureaus and services are doing the respective review of their PAP so that these are aligned with the CHIP framework. Now, the participation and inputs of the regional offices, especially of our regional stakeholders, will definitely be sure be generated. And this is where I'm already requesting our stakeholders to be actively participating in all of the discussions online, face-to-face, or even a written request, so that we are able to capture all the requirements, not only in the urban areas, but also specifically in the regions. Now, we are also going to do an assessment of the digital readiness of each region. It was already mentioned that the digital we have been doing already, developing the roadmap for the different digital cities, but we are also thinking of coming up with surveys or even an ICT roadmap specifically for the local government units. So the regions would definitely be, the regional cluster offices would definitely be a forefront on all of this that we're going to do to make sure that each of the regions or each of the provinces and municipalities are digitally ready. Okay, now internally, so I think we have implementation challenges in if we are going to implement CHIP effectively and efficiently. Now, I know that some of you, especially for the DICT employees and the staff, you're already thinking in terms of the implementation challenges that you're going to face if you're going to implement the CHIP this year and then in the next 2 years. Manpower is a constraint, but this is already being addressed by our management so that we are able to hire manpower that will be required to make sure that we are able to implement our programs and projects. Even in procedural constraints, addressing also the procedural constraints, we are already in the process of developing our QMS or our DICT quality management system so that we are able to really make sure that all our systems and processes are following international standards. Okay, there are several queries in the Facebook, and also there were sent directly to us, queries on the details of the regional plan. So I think our regional offices, the offices of our regional clusters are open to discuss and even clarify your queries on their specific plans from the region to provincial to municipal level. So I would suggest and we encourage you to approach your respective regional cluster officer directors so that you are enlightened on what they are going to do for this year and for the next succeeding years. Now, we also encourage all our stakeholders, it already mentioned by our regional directors, that they have Facebook accounts, official Facebook accounts, and wherein you can view the different programs and projects. So we encouraging everyone to view and like the RCO's Facebook for their different activities. Now, there are a few specific questions that were raised to us. I think there was one that I'm going to check. This pertains to This pertains to the barangay records automation and management system that was, I think, mentioned a while ago by Lukson Cluster 1. Someone asked if what is it all about and how can be adopted. The way I understand this is a program that intends to digitally transform the barangays by automating its records management system. But probably may I request our director from LC1 to share how the other municipalities would be able to avail of this program. May I call on Director Bomgato, if you are still there?
For this opportunity, and thank you for the questions. The barangay records management system, or what we fondly call BRAMS, is an automated system which seeks to automate the regular operations of barangays. For example, through BRAMS, they can issue barangay certificates electronically. So right now, the implementation of BRAMS is within the Luzon Cluster 1 because for the information of everybody, this BRAM is an initiative of our technical people here in Luzon Cluster 1. It all started when a barangay asked our office if we can develop a system for them. So ito na po yung pinagmulan hanggang sa dumami. It all started here in Baguio, and now we are serving several barangays in Apayao, in Isabela, and in La Union. And if other clusters or other barangays in other clusters are interested in this system, we are very much willing to share. We are willing to share this to our other clusters for implementation in other DICT clusters. So if you are interested, you can access the Facebook account of Luzon Cluster 1, and we will give you all the information you want in order for you to avail of this system. Before I end, Director Tess, I just want to acknowledge my predecessor, Director Leo Biugto, who was the director of Luzon Cluster 1 until the first quarter of 2021. So most of the accomplishment of the cluster that was presented a while ago was through his leadership and initiative. So thank you very much, Director Leo Biogto. Thank you, ma'am. Salamat.
Thank you, Director Boggs. Okay. This is a homegrown system, meaning homegrown. This is developed through the initiative of the regional cluster offices. And I think also based on the presentation earlier, a while ago, another homegrown system that was developed is the one that was mentioned by MC1, Director Tess Camba. This is about their learning management system. And I think other regional cluster offices also have their own homegrown systems. Now, this is just I mean an emphasis or a showcase that our regional operations or the regional cluster offices are really into making sure that the country is digitally transformed. Okay, so the next question. Let's go to the next question. Any of the regional directors can answer, but this one pertains to a question regarding it was mentioned by the secretary that we are recalibrating our strategy aligned with the CHIP. But specifically for our free Wi-Fi deployment, how are we going to make sure that we drastically, or at least double the increase in the number of our free Wi-Fi development? Now, I think it was someone requested that the director from VC2, Director Rick Amores, if you can share your strategy on how are we going to increase the number of free Wi-Fi in your area, in your region. So may I request Director Rick Amores?
Yes, thank you, Director Tess, for the question. One of the challenges we encounter, especially in Region 8, is that there is really some challenge in local infrastructure in the various communities. And one strategy we're implementing is really harness the capacity of local governments to help themselves. So one way we're doing this is by ensuring that there are nearby drop points for connectivity in certain locations, so that LGUs that have the capacity to build some of the last mile infrastructure, they can help themselves instead of waiting for us, the national government, to do it. I think a lot of mayors have shown the support to such an idea. There are some communities now here in my area that have built their own local fiber optic networks. Example of which is the city of Bogo. Some have also built some of their infrastructure, like tower masts, to provide IP radio connectivity to help their relatively hard to reach communities in the mountains have connectivity, such as in the case of the municipality of Sogod. And we are open. In fact, just a few minutes ago, I got a message from my staff that there are a number of municipalities that are interested to partner with the ICT in building local ICT infrastructure in their communities in partnership with us. So I think that's very good collaboration, especially with what Director Asom also mentioned earlier, because of the Bandanas ruling. A lot of these functions may be devolved to the local governments, and some really have taken the cudgels initiative to work on this. So I think that's one way for us to really boost the numbers of this connectivity together with our partner local governments and the community as a whole. We have had cases in which some of the business community have actually donated equipment to their barangays to bring connectivity to the area in terms of equipment. So I think that's something that's very welcome, because it would really have a multiplier effect in terms of what we can do in the communities that we serve. So that's what we're doing right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director Rica Morales from VC2. There are two more questions. One is addressed to Director Tess Camba, and the other one is going to be addressed to Director Ortega. Now, the one for Director Tess Camba, can you enlighten us on how do you make sure that your capacity building activities in MC1 would have the buy-in of your stakeholders?
Thank you, Director Tess. Well, if there is a great need for the capability building initiative, there is going to be a buy-in. So we make sure that the different webinars or training initiatives that we conduct are really responsive to the needs of the times. For example, the remote teaching and learning webinar that we did with UPOU came at a time when there was an instruction for no face-to-face classes. So the teachers were in need of trainings for online courses. So we partnered with UPOU to be able to deliver that particular training. And we were surprised that more than 84,000 teachers attended our online training. So it has to be responsive to the needs of our target audiences.
Okay, thank you, Director Tess. And I heard that your initiative together with UPOU even garnered a WSIS prize. And
yes,
congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. So the last question is addressed to Director Cheng Ortega. I think this pertains to your initiative regarding disaster preparedness. And the question, I think that they want you to reply on would be, what are the key challenges that your area is facing, especially in implementing ICT? And because the area that you are in right now is in Bicol, and the percentage, I think, in terms of the number of typhoons that passes through Bicol, I think it's the highest aside from the one in Samar or Leyte. So, Director Cheng, what are the key challenges that you are facing in implementing ICT in your area of responsibility, which is prone to typhoons?
That is correct, and thank you for the question. Indeed, being located in the typhoon belt, no, Mimaropa and Bicol region in particular, we are indeed prone to disaster. That is why our cluster is very particular with disaster preparedness and mitigation. So, along hand with that, as the lead for emergency telecommunication cluster, we make sure that we are properly equipped and that our regional and provincial offices will be ready when a disaster strikes. We don't want disaster, but if and when disaster comes, we should be ready. We should be ready, we should be prepared, and we should be resilient. That's why amidst this natural and even to some extent human calamities, we have to equip our people physically, even mentally, and resource in the context also of resources. That's why we train them and we provide them with the necessary equipment. And now, more particularly, we are optimistic that with the equipment that we have procured, that would be really relevant to address our readiness for mitigating and responding to disaster. We are better equipped now with the recent handover of the JEXMO.
Okay, so thank you, Director Ortega, for that clarification and explanation. Okay, there are several questions more. However, it's already 12:31. I know there's one more speaker, and I think it's already lunchtime. So, but before we end the Q&A, to all the regional cluster offices, may I say thank you and congratulations for moving towards our national aspiration towards digital transformation. Now, but to all our stakeholders, may emphasize the need for your urgent support so that we're able to achieve our national aspirations. Now, lastly, before I say thank you, let me say, go DICT, DICT of the people and for the people. Thank you, Hani. Back to you.
All right, so now to formally end the program, allow me to welcome Regional Operations Coordination Service OIC Director Amelia S. Dean. So she will be giving us her insightful closing remarks to conclude today's regional roadshow. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a big round of applause.
Thank you, honey. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Ma'am Mel.
Okay, good afternoon to all. To our Honorable Secretary, our Undersecretaries, Assistant Secretaries, our Regional Service and Bureau Directors, colleagues in the call, honored guests, and everybody, ladies and gentlemen, magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. This has been a great day. What an excellent way to end the week. I feel proud to be part of this program, to be in the limelight with our very hardworking, competent, and dedicated regional directors. First, let me start by thanking everyone here today who took time and shared these priceless moments for the DICT, more specifically, our soldiers on the ground, our countryside heroes, to present their notable accomplishments. These are milestones that they achieved despite the limitations caused by the pandemic. I am witness to the risks and sacrifices they had to take, including their troops, to be able to deliver the DICT mandated services to the target beneficiaries. No pandemic, no geographical challenge, no distance, not even peace and order situation at times, can stop our regional offices to visit the target sites, to install, to activate, and finally launch live Wi-Fi sites, which now, as reported, reach thousands na nationwide. To tell you honestly, some of them actually acquired the virus while on duty. Thank God, most were mild and have recovered. Pero sabi nga nila, para sa bayan, they will continue to provide internet connectivity to where it is most needed. These areas include, as mentioned, health and quarantine facilities to support virtual interaction of those quarantined with their family members. Likewise, a few hours ago, we also saw that our regional offices continue to establish digital hubs, tech for ed centers, and continue to implement online webinars and trainings and other related programs to harness competitiveness of their respective communities, teachers, government workers, students, BPO industry employees, etc., etc. The list goes on and on. And they will continue to reach out to more recipients to ensure inclusive growth within their coverage areas. Competitive as they are, we are not satisfied. We have seen just reaching their targets. They exceeded it. They are determined, given the limited resources, they are resourceful and would be creating significant partnerships with other sectors to achieve and surpass their targets. This is so evident as MC1, no, to mention one muna. One not once, but twice, global recognitions, making us all proud to be Filipinos, to be part of the ICT. So with that, congrats MC1, led by Director Escamba, for being declared as the champion twice by YCs, no? Responding to the drastic change and demand for education due to the pandemic. She implemented her latest win in partnership with the UP Open University. Likewise, I take pride that our directors work so tirelessly to roll out DICT's innovation, such as the EBPLS, to support the nation's Ease of Doing Business program for our LGUs. Allow me to report also, because this is not part of the reports. Our regional offices are currently rolling out the following. First, the Vaccination Information Management System Immunization Registry, or VIMS-IR, designed by the ICT to capture the number of people to be vaccinated and is the source of data for vaccine allocation per region. Second, the Vaccination Administration System Uploader, or VAS, developed by DICT to record the list of those who were inoculated for the future issuance of the vaccine passport of a vaccinated individual. And third, the DICT VAS, or DVAS, which supports the government's effort of vaccinating as many people as we can, as fast as we can, so we can all have a happy Christmas this year, together, face to face. Moreover, which is heard, our regional offices continue to protect our people in the countryside, not just on cybersecurity and privacy, but more specifically during disasters. As they receive their mobile operations vehicle for emergency or move, they have accepted the responsibility that while we are all hiding in our homes, they are there ready to leave the safety of their homes to provide emergency communications to disaster-stricken areas as soon as needed. This will be a never-ending congratulations to the great leaders and employees of our regional offices as we recognize their achievements. A salute to all our hardworking and dedicated people on the countryside that wish to accelerate countryside development through the various projects that you are implementing despite the mentioned challenges that you all were able to overcome. However, let us be reminded that this shall not be a one-day grand event, but an expected start to move forward as we continue chasing the envisioned digital Philippines. With this, I wish to thank the management, our central offices bosses, for all their support to our regional offices and for continually empowering them to be our drivers of digital transformation in the countryside. Thank you to Director Tess Garcia for the assurance that most of the scene constraints will be addressed soon so that the regions can multiply what they have achieved in the future. So again, congratulations to all, to our RCOs, to the organizers for putting this together. Job well done, everyone. I wish you all a great day. And always keep in mind, we've got you connected. This is the DICT of the people and for the people. Thank you po. Isang magandang tanghalian po sa lahat. Happy 5th anniversary DICT. Happy weekend. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Director Mel, for officially closing our program today. So before we end our program, I would like to invite all of our speakers to please join us for the photo op. Also, Ma'am Tess, Asek Randy, and Asek Chansay to join us for the picture taking, please. Okay, so ready, guys? You can remove your mask. Okay, there. Okay, so for the speakers, so happy National ICT Month and 5th year anniversary to us. So smile. One more. More. Okay. So I would like to invite the others, our participants, to join us. You can open now your camera for the picture taking. Okay, smile. 2 more to go.
Naka-yellow silang lahat.
And I'm now on the last page. All right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, let's give them a big round of applause to all of our speakers. Thank you so much po. All right. Well, indeed, it was a good discussion, right? And once again, this is Honey Jane Fernando, and we thank you all for joining us in our virtual event. So this is the first time that we have our regional roadshow, and I hope that you found today's presentation engaging and very informative. And stay tuned on our next event and visit our DICT official Facebook pages for more info and updates. So once again, sa mga directors po natin, regional directors, wow. Gusto ko po talaga kayo palakpakan. Congratulations po. Grabe, ang dami na pong achievements ng ating mga regional offices. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us and keep safe po. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless
Thank you so much
Thank you,
po.
Honey.